And I'm so jealous. Hello, Shauna. How is it going?
Yes, hello, Shanna. And
Chris, were you able to acquire an Xbox Series X?
we'll be getting onto that in a little bit.
Okay.
But right now, we have some sad news. Pete, start us off.
So today two legends passed away today. One was Road Warrior Animal from the Legion of Doom or Road Warriors, WWE or WCW tag team back in the day, and they're probably one of the best tag teams of all time. Unfortunately, Road Warrior Hawk passed away about, I want to say, 18 years ago. So now Road Warrior Animal, at the age of 60, passed away today. So it's very sad news. It's kind of one of the things where, like, unfortunately, it's been for some reason professional wrestlers don't have a long lifespan. It's pretty sad that so many people of them have died in the age of 40s and 50s, and now Road Warrior Animal 60. It's still pretty young in my estimate for somebody to die at that age. So it is pretty sad and tragic.
It's young to put in perspective because I know all of our parents are over 60. So exactly. I know we all don't look at our parents like they're that old. So
exactly. So it is
put that in perspective.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like I said, it's very sad. He seemed pretty healthy from what I've seen in interviews, but you never know. I honestly feel that era of wrestling, the 80s and 90s. And I'm not trying to make some sort of I'm saying, because I'm not trying to pass judgment or anything. I'm just saying though, like when you hear all these deaths, you always kind of attribute it to maybe steroid use or things like that they might have used that time, and it takes its toll. And like I said, not pressing any judgment. It could be anything from what I know, but it's still really sad. The fact that, like I said, this was probably one of the best tag teams of all time in wrestling, and for him to pass away at 60, it's really sad. And it's just a shame though, because like I said, all the I watched wrestling when I was young, and all these people who I grew up watching most of them have passed away. I can only think of there's a handful of them are still around from the 80s.
If you're unfamiliar with wrestling, you might know his son. He played middle linebacker for the Rams. His name's John Laurinaitis.
Yeah. Yeah, and he was a pretty good player for his.
I'm sorry, John's his brother. His name was James Laurinaitis.
James Laurinaitis. John is people power.
Yeah, that's his brother, who's also a wrestler. So
nothing like him, which is weird. Yeah. But it's very tragic and all that stuff. And rest in peace, Road Warrior Animal. And they're the best tag team in heaven right now. So and another sad.
And one of the greatest running backs of all time.
Yeah,
Gale Sayers, from the Chicago Bears. So.
Wow. You might know him actually. You might actually know him from there's the television movie they've done back in the day, and I think they've done a based on him, and I forgot Brian what's his name? Brian Piccolo. No, it's Brian's song. That movie.
Oh, I know the movie you're talking about.
Yeah. It was based on Gale Sayers and Brian. I forgot his last name. I think it's Piccolo. Brian, I believe he died of. They're best friends, a white player and a black player. And he died of cancer, and he dedicated, I remember, I think his career life towards him, that they had a really great friendship and all that, and he died. So that was a famous, I believe, TV movie back in the 70s and 80s. So that, like I said, it's very sad. I don't know too much about Gale Sayers, his career. I know he was a great running back, but I'm saying, I think most people will know from pulp culture from that movie and all that stuff based on him. So very sad stuff today. So I haven't heard anything else, unfortunately. Fortunately, I haven't heard any other tragic, deaths and all that. So, thank God. But I mean, it's still sad that we lost two legends today.
Yeah. You said Gale Sayers, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so he was an actor and writer known for Brian's Song 1971, and Brian's Song 2001, and Guiding Light 1952. He was married to, I don't want to butcher his name, Adareth Bullard and Linda McNeil. He died on September 22nd, 2020, which was yesterday, in Indiana. So rest in peace.
I believe 77 years old, correct? I want to say 77.
Yes, 77.
Yeah, but it's like I said, it's very sad and all that, and
it's crazy to think too, though, that like the Chicago Bears, I mean, they have a history of like amazing running backs. So they have Walter Payton, Gale Sayers. I seen someone put a list out, huh?
Matt Forte too was really good for them.
Yeah,
and not in that caliber, but
I seen someone put up a list today, and it was Jim Brown, Gale Sayers, Walter Payton, and then O.J. Simpson. But I was like, man, how do you not put Barry Sanders on there? Like that, like I get the classic list, but Barry Sanders absolutely is one of the best.
I would say from like our growing up, Barry Sanders, Emmitt Smith, yeah, from our era.
But like, was he in that same time frame?
Not in the same era, but they were talking about all time.
Oh,
like
time.
They said their list it was one of the sports writers from ESPN. I forget who it was, but I'm like, but the thing is like I like Emmitt Smith and I think he's a great running back, but I think he's a product of having greatness around him. Barry Sanders, like literally,
that team
had nothing. He was the team. like it was like he didn't have Troy Aikman and Michael Irvin and Alvin Harper and all those guys. So and a great offensive line to boot.
And it's funny though. Like growing up, I remember watching the highlights. This guy will run like 20 yards back and then gain 20 yards. Mm-hmm. Like he literally, people will be all swarming. All these tacklers will try to swarm him. He'll run 20 and then go and gain like 20 yard. Like it's ridiculous how Barry Sanders was back in the day. He was so good.
Yeah, and that part.
Yeah, he was a Madden Chico. Absolutely, that is the best way to describe him.
And I think he single-handedly took that team. Well, one, he took him to the playoffs single-handedly. I don't think they had anybody on him, and they took him all the way to
almost like Lamar Jackson is turning into a Madden cheat code.
Yeah,
pretty similar.
Yeah,
or Bo Jackson, at least in Tecmo Bowl.
Yeah,
you remember that, right? But in all seriously, rest in peace, Gale Sayers and Road Warrior Animal. So
absolutely, rest in peace.
That's day.
All right, gentlemen, breaking news. Do we have any breaking news? I know I do.
I don't know what you have on the slides, so I don't know if I have breaking news.
Okay.
Do you have Disney related information?
I'm pretty sure he does.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I don't have I got nothing.
Pete, you got anything?
Besides like what we just mentioned, not really. I don't think there's anything. I mean, like I said before, I got cut off. We were talking about a little bit about. I didn't watch the game, but I just heard about the stuff about LeBron and Jamal Murray. I want to say is from the Nuggets and how he was just tearing them up. But yeah, like you're talking about LeBron, and I didn't see the game, but I missed a couple of shots. But that's not trying to diss LeBron because like he is a great player. I mean, I'm not gonna say that he's not a Hall of Famer. He is a Hall of Famer. He's probably one of the best. So I'm not gonna say, but he's had like a career of doing that, like passing shots or making certain plays and not making a big play and all that. And I always feel like I'm not saying he hasn't. He has done it before. It's been but it's just funny like. If you're one, here's the thing though. He got mad about the whole MVP thing, right? I think he gave 16 votes, and he was really pissed off about it. He said, but but like I said though, yeah, if you want to get the MVP and all that, make sure you make those last shots. Make sure you go up and make the plays, to win the game. So, but it's whatever. We'll see. It's still early series.
But is it early series? It's not an early series, bro.
2-1. I'm just saying though, like it's still like playing off. Well, like I said, they could go up 3-1. But hey, the Nuggets have had a thing of coming back. I mean, they've come back. I think 2 times they come back from 3-1 down and won the series. So
okay, but Doc Rivers is known to choke in playoffs. So let's also get that in account as well. He's lost in playoffs. He's lost 3 times because he's been up 3 games. And they've come back and beaten them.
So I'm unfamiliar with this MVP stuff that you're talking about. What, was LeBron mad that he didn't win it over Giannis?
Yeah, Giannis.
Yeah.
Huh?
Giannis.
Oh, Giannis.
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah, he was mad also that he didn't get enough votes. Like he.
Okay, so here's the thing you gotta look at. Anthony Davis is on the Lakers. So Anthony Davis, I would say right now is better than LeBron. So. Yeah. I mean,
how so?
If number-wise, he probably has better right now.
The man had 2 rebounds yesterday's game. 2.
Okay, so LeBron had a bad game too. So
LeBron had more rebounds than Anthony Davis last night. Anthony Davis had 2 rebounds. You're over 7 feet tall, and you only get 2 rebounds.
But he did have the game-winning shot on
one game.
Game 2. Game 2, he had a game-winning shot.
One game.
So. I don't know. I think Anthony Davis has been. Here's the thing though. Like last year, LeBron didn't make the playoffs. This year, LeBron and Anthony Davis are literally one series away from the finals. Anthony Davis made a huge difference on that team because you have a center who plays great defense, gets and is great inside. Something that the Lakers lack. So he makes a huge difference on that team. Now I'm not discrediting LeBron. Of course, he makes a huge difference on the team. I'm not gonna say he's not, but I'm saying though. Having him as a piece of the puzzle, like you take Giannis away from the Bucks, they're not even they're a lottery team. I think you take. I still think either like LeBron
if you put a wall in front of Giannis, he doesn't know how to score.
No, he doesn't. The guy though, Giannis, he's still young. He's gonna have to learn how to get that. Like he can do whatever he wants really on the court, but he's gonna have to learn to make the big shots, to make the big plays. And he hasn't gotten there yet. And he's going to have to learn soon. But you see, Jordan went through the same process too, I remember, during the playoffs. And he's going to have to get to that point where he has to have that killer instinct.
That's crazy. I don't know. I literally don't know anybody on the Nuggets. That is nuts.
Jokic?
Jokic is good.
I don't know who that is.
Jokic is great.
Dude,
Jokic is the ice in his veins. Like
Jokic
stone cold.
Dude, they got him. I think that he was like 25th picked in the draft or 30th.
Yeah.
Something ridiculous. And they got him. And this guy's like a big stud, one of the best centers in the league right now. It's unbelievable, man.
What happened to Luka?
Well, Luka got eliminated.
Yeah.
Well, that's because the team plays no defense. How do you let up 154 points in a game? Holy shit! God damn, dude.
They need to play defense, man.
Yeah, that's what happens. Breaking news, though. Let's go on to breaking news. Okay, so Nintendo supposedly may be doing a direct on October 8th, which they will be saying some things, which is kind of crazy. WarioWare Switch It Up coming out summer 2021. Pokemon Sword and Shield: The Crown Tundra, November 27th, 2020. Okay. Super Mario 3D World Plus Bowser's Fury, February 12th, 2021. Kirby Power Rumble after the Direct, that is going to be available then. Dragon Quest Anthology, December 14th, 2021. 2020, sorry. Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout will be available right after the Direct. Nintendo Game Boy games coming to Nintendo Switch Online after the Direct. Grand Theft Auto 3. All right. November 4th, 2020. Persona 5. Persona 5 Scramble. January 8th, 2021. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Pack 7 with Crash Bandicoot after the Direct following Sakai demonstrating him. That's huge. Super Mario 3D All-Stars. Super Mario Galaxy 2 DLC. December 18th, 2020. The Legend of Zelda Breath of Evil teaser trailer coming out in 2021.
Come on, Hank. You're not excited for that?
Well, first of all, it's a leak, and we don't know if it's 100% true.
You're right.
The one thing I will tell you, because Chris had shared that list with me prior, it did leak late last night that Kirby's Fighters 2 is a thing, and they even had it listed on the eShop, which means it's probably going to be available really soon. So they might have got the name wrong in there, but it is in that list you handed us. So
it is possible.
Yeah. So and if you've played the Mario 3D All-Stars, there's definitely room for a fourth game on the menu. So I believe that that's happening at some point too.
Yeah, but I mean, I think we always had these leaks over there. I remember, like a couple of years ago, they had a leak from, like somebody said, a Nintendo leak from E3 and all that. And they mentioned about N64 games or GameCube games on the Switch or stuff like that, and it turned out to not be true. So we've had that before, but like you said, there is a possibility that this could be real. There is a possibility.
Nothing on that list seems far-fetched.
You're right.
That's the thing. The only thing is, with Grand Theft Auto 3, I feel like they would release a 3 Vice City and San Andreas triple pack.
which would be amazing.
Yeah, it would be amazing, but
Amazing.
I feel or they would if they released 3, they would at least announce Vice City and San Andreas were coming as well at some point.
Right.
Well, yeah, exactly. Because 3 seems so out. What is it going to be? Hopefully, it'll be in HD, right?
Well, yeah, they've remade it.
Yeah,
they have.
They've not remade it, but remastered it since. So
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
it's just like higher res textures and stuff like that.
Okay, cool. But yeah, that would be awesome to introduce.
But it won't be like from the ground up or anything like that. It would just be like the PC version or probably something like that.
Yeah, which is completely
PS3.
fine.
Yeah, which is fine.
But to bring Grand Theft Auto to Switch is awesome because
I do think though the Crash Bandicoot thing's weird because they haven't announced Crash 4 for the Switch, which I feel like if they're going to release Crash as a character, why wouldn't Crash 4 be there?
Yeah,
or have they? And I just missed it.
Well, I don't know. They did have that Crash trilogy last year, remember? Or 2 years ago? Remember they had a Crash trilogy come out to Switch?
Yeah,
they did have that.
But then the Crash Racing, I don't think came to Switch, which was weird.
Maybe it might. I don't know. It's a possibility. I think Crash being in the Switch, though, and being a Smash Brothers, that kind of almost like literally like who's left really from all the classic mascots. I can only think of Master Chief maybe or somebody like that being the only. I mean, seriously, or Kratos or something like that. Those are the only.
How about Doom Guy?
Doom Guy too. But seriously, dude,
who's now under the same umbrella as Master Chief?
You have.
Sorry, we're getting there.
We're getting there.
Look, you literally have what Mario, Sonic, Pac-Man, Mega Man, Simon Belmont.
Lara Croft is an old character that they don't have in there.
Yeah, they don't have Lara Croft. You're right. That's the only one they have. But adding Crash Bandicoot, who's a PlayStation mascot. So you literally have the big 3 right there.
Or Spyro.
Spyro. Okay, Spyro's one. But they have Banjo-Kazooie now.
But so, you do have characters though that were really big on PlayStation 1 on there. You have Solid Snake and you have Cloud.
So you're right.
Yeah,
right.
So you already like kind of representing that era. I mean, yes, would it be nice to have Crash in there as well? Yeah, I agree, but I also think Rayman would be nice as well.
Yeah, Rayman would be good too, but Crash was the big mascot from PlayStation. Mm-hmm. I remember PlayStation 1 was the big mascot. It was Crash, it was Sonic, it was Mario. Those are the 3 in the 90s. So
was there any other any of the other side consoles? Did they have any mascots? I'm trying to think like CDI or 3DO.
I think
No, I'm talking about like the CDI or 3DO or like the Atari Jaguar. Did any of them have like mascots?
I don't think so. I can't remember. I really barely think they had anything.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, can't think of anything.
But when growing up, I mean, you guys know that it was like, remember Crash was big for the PlayStation. That's their big mascot, and Mario and
I know I was kind of like half joking when I said Doom Guy, but Doom actually is that would be a pretty good one considering Doom's pretty important to the history of video games.
For third-person shooter, absolutely.
It was first-person shooter.
Papa the Rapper, no.
First person, sorry, I'm sorry. First person, that's what I meant to say.
Papa the Rapper would be a good one.
Nah.
It's kind of very, I don't think it's that popular, Papa.
It's niche.
It is very niche. It's like Patapon at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Master Chief, though, will be huge if they ever can get that.
How weird would this be? But how cool would it be? What about the Tetris blocks?
No, that should be like
No. Like think
It'd be
about
like Mr. Game & Watch kind of a thing.
Yeah. Like how interesting would that be? Because Tetris does have a huge history with Nintendo.
True.
So would it be more like a figure, like made of Tetris blocks? Maybe?
Yeah, you just like each time you throw a punch, it would be some different block.
Yeah. Okay, I can see that.
And you're jumping, but you jump as like the single, like the tower blocks. Or something like that.
Like to me, characters like that though are always like the coolest. Like because like you have Mr. Game & Watch, like Chris was saying. You have what's some other like really random characters that like the Duck Hunt dog. Like that is like a weird ass character. Or Rob the Robot, another great weird ass character.
Or Piranha Plant to put in within, like Piranha Plant was one really weird one too. But it's funny though. You mentioned like, Mr. Game & Watch. I remember Ant when we first got him. Like we always used to play. Me, Jimmy, and Josh used to play Smash Brothers Melee and all that. And I think we finally got Mr. Game & Watch. You used to love playing Mr. Game & Watch because how ridiculous he was, throwing bacon and or the frying pan or whatever. Like, it's just funny, man. This is a really funny ass random character, but Nintendo does that sometimes with Smash Brothers. So I always think it makes it fresh too. I always think, because I'm sick of the sword guys in Smash Brothers. Enough of the sword guys. I want to see like characters that are really ridiculous.
Enough Fire Emblem damn characters too.
Yes.
I don't want to see another damn Fire Emblem character ever.
Exactly, I agree. I'm done with, like, don't get me wrong, I love the sword guys. I've always been a big fan of Marth. That was my guy. But enough of it. I just want to see something different. There was
another rumor because of the Hyrule Warriors that got announced. There was another rumor that they were going to throw Tecmo Koei a bone and put Ryu I can't say his name. Ryu
Hayabusa.
Thank you. From Ninja Gaiden in the series.
The only problem is he'll be another sword guy.
Yes, and that would be a problem. Absolutely.
Now that's the only problem. I love Ryu Hayabusa, but I just feel there's too many sword guys right now. It's kind of a little bit too much.
Actually,
right
you know what would be a good one? I just thought of, dude. Prince of Persia would be a good one, even though it's another sword guy. That's another one that has history.
It does, but too many swords.
Yeah, too many swords. Like I said, I'm excited to see if they actually put Crash in it. I think it'll be awesome to put Crash Bandicoot. And also, like I said, if there's any way they can make a deal with Xbox and bring Master Chief or Doomsky, that'll be amazing. So those are two things. Those are wish lists for Smash Brothers. But hell, man, Smash Brothers is literally like nostalgia. Like,
what if they brought the Battletoads over, man?
Oh, Battletoads, that'll be another one, dude. That'd be amazing right there.
Yes.
If we play Battletoads, that'd be amazing to do that. Yes, I'm all about that. But yeah, man, it's a pretty exciting list. I mean, from what I see, I'm really excited if they can show a trailer for Breath of the Wild. That's 2.
I like the name. If it's Breath of Evil, I like that.
Ooh, I do like that too, man. It kind of seemed like that too. Because remember that little teaser they had?
They showed us, yeah.
Yeah, and then some monster woke up or whatever. So possibly. But I'm excited,
Chris,
guys.
Any final thoughts you have on it?
Well, you know me. I don't like to speculate. It's just more in lines the fact of like, show me for real, and then I'll believe it, kind of a thing. I mean, this is a cool list. Don't get me wrong. This would be the first real director we've gotten in over a fucking year. But yeah, it would be great.
I think if it is a real direct, I think we're going to get something that's not on that list. That's going to be a bigger surprise because I think yes, showing Zelda's a big surprise, but I think they're going to tell us something we don't know. And you know what I'm saying?
And here's the thing you got to take into consider, guys. Nintendo has to have some big come out for next year because look, they're going to go against PS5 and they're going to go against Xbox.
Yeah, Zelda.
I'm just saying though, but they have to have something big, something exciting to go because all these people, like you got Xbox and PlayStation 5 who have big announcements the last couple of weeks and all that. They got all these people excited for this fall, and they're going to be leading up to 2021 with their system. So Nintendo has to have something for next year to lead up to that to compete with them. Because if they don't, then of course they're going to be dead. They're going to be dead in the water in a sense. Because like I said, nobody will be going there thinking, oh well, why purchase a Switch when I can go with PS5 or Xbox? Which I know we're going to talk about it later, but they had a baller week, man. They've had a baller week, Xbox, man. Dude, it's like, we'll talk about it a little bit later, though. But, yeah, Nintendo has to have something great come out for next year. Get people – their fall is kind of weak, but next year has to be something where people are like, okay, I'm very excited for 2021, so.
All right, we'll see. Actually, we might as well just go ahead and get into the topics for the show. All right, let's see here. First things first, we're going to do some housekeeping for you. First thing, next week, movie voting starting tonight. I actually already posted it at 6:55, so go back and go.
Are they two separate movies, or are they like a sequel?
They're separate movies. But okay, I'm gonna say this: they are separate movies, but I've seen like hints at whatnot that they're actually in the same universe, but they're not directly connected to each other. They're made by the same guy. The director is he's like Jordan Peele. He is a fan of film. Mm-hmm. You can tell that way when he films both of these movies, and the fact like it is that kind of uneasiness like you got from Jordan Peele's movies that you will see in this movie, in both of these movies.
Are they like are they like gory? Or are they just
No,
creepy?
it's more like a creepy. Midsummer is more of like a creepy shock than shock value. At one point, like I was like, "Oh, what am I watching? Like, what the is this?" Kind of a thing. And same thing with Hereditary.
Pete, have you seen either of these?
No, I'm not.
Oh, interesting.
But I always wanted to. It's so funny. Like I have a friend from work. She was like, "Oh, she was telling me a little bit about it." And I was like, "Yeah, I don't want to watch it." She's like, "Yeah," and she called me like, "Yeah, you big pussy," whatever. Like, it's like, come on, watch it, man. It's like because she's like the way she described him, like, yeah, I don't know if I want to watch that now. It sounds pretty messed up, man.
It's very unsettling.
Yeah, it sounds very unsettling. I mean, but I always wanted to watch it. I just never really got the whatever to be like, yeah, let me put this on. You have to have that mentality.
Oh,
watch
yeah,
a horror movie. You have to have that mentality, and if you don't have that mentality, you're like, especially in the middle of the night, when you're by yourself, you're like, do I really want to watch this right now? Like, I want good things, not bad things. So, yeah. I mean, but I've always wanted to watch either one because I've heard and I always love. Even though I'm not a big horror movie guy, I kind of am somewhat. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a big, but then when I watch it, I'm kind of like Exorcist is a great movie. China's a great movie. Love those horror movies. So yeah, I've been itching to watch, but now I'm have to watch it. So
yes, indeed. So, folks, voting starting tonight. Post has already been made. You can like for Hereditary, or you can heart the post for Midsummer, and then the winner will be chosen next week.
Go for Hereditary because I want to watch that first before Midsummer.
You know what happens when you say that, Pete? Then they're going to vote for the opposite.
Yeah, they do the other way. It's reverse psychology. Okay, vote for Midsummer or Hereditary. How about that? Reverse psychology.
But now that they know that you're using reverse psychology, they're going to vote for
okay, vote for that. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't matter. Now I totally screwed them up. So
okay. Next on housekeeping is Game Awards watch along. We'll be watching the Game Awards on December 10th, 2020. I forgot what time it starts, but we'll be watching live. We'll be doing, instead of doing a Wednesday's night show that week, we'll be doing it on Thursday. We'll be doing it and watching it and reacting to you guys and all the big news that supposedly is supposed to be happening because Jeff Keighley does not disappoint in breaking news.
Yeah, and actually they've said that more developers are even more excited this year about announcing their new stuff there than in previous years, which was a lot of new stuff. So that's going to be really fun. And so I'm going to have fun doing it. We'll probably be live a half an hour before the show so we can go over our football picks and our weekly review, stuff like that, knock out that stuff before the show starts. Then once the show starts, we will be live. We'll be reacting to who wins the reward or the awards. We'll be reacting to the trailers, the game announcements. So it'll be fun.
Yeah,
it'll be a fun night.
Fun, good times. Anthony, do you have your segment ready? Is there anything in your segment?
Honestly, tomorrow you have let's see, the Destiny and the expansions came to Game Pass. They haven't announced anything new for PlayStation. Nothing EA Access, nothing Uplay. Game Pass they have a coming soon, and it's going to be Doom Eternal, but we already know that.
I mean, that is on a slide. Boom. If I can pull it up right here. And boom. Doom Eternal. Rumored to be on Game Pass.
Yeah. So we know why, but that's coming up shortly. Let me check out the Epic Game Store. That's the only other thing. Do you remember what the free game is?
Right now it's Rocket League.
Well, yes, it's also, but there's like 3. Oh, I know what it is. Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 complete tomorrow for free.
Okay.
And they have Football Team Manager, Stick It to the Man, and there's like a third one that's available. Watch Dogs 2 that's available right now. Today's your last day. You better go get it right this moment if you want to go after the show. After the show. Don't leave us.
Don't leave our show. Do not leave our show.
So next week, though, we will be I will have a lot more news because we are coming up on the end of the month. So that means we will know the free games for the following month.
This is true. This is very true. All right, next slide. I know all you guys are chomping at the bit for this one. So, let's just talk about it. Let's get into it. Microsoft buys Bethesda for $7.5 billion. That is more than Disney paid to buy Star Wars
and Marvel combined.
Really?
Yes.
What? How much was it again? Say that again. 7.5?
$7.5 billion.
Marvel was $4 billion. And how much was Disney?
I mean, LucasArts was 4.
Yeah, LucasArts was 4, and Marvel was 2.
$2 billion?
Yeah,
I thought it was more than. I thought it was $4 billion that he bought him off.
I will look it up for you real quick.
Anyway, it's kind of close. Yes,
it's kind of close in a sense, but like the fact that let's put this in the terms that like other people who don't know will understand. Okay, so at E3,
oh no, $4 billion they paid for Marvel.
Okay, so let's put it in context. So at E3 is this big video game conference. There are the 3 bigs, which would be Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft. And then underneath that, it would be the lower tier, would be the big 3, which would be EA, Ubisoft, and Bethesda. Microsoft just bought Bethesda.
That's huge, man. It's pretty, like I said, even for me not being a big video game guy like you guys are, that's huge. And I remember talking to Ann earlier this week, and he was like talking about it. I'm like, and I'm always kind of like, well, PlayStation has a great first party. What does Xbox have? Now Xbox like, well, we have Bethesda. Like, okay, mic drop. Like, how are you gonna go and compete with that? It's like literally you have huge franchises like Doom. Like you have I'm sorry.
Okay, Dishonored, Wolfenstein, The Elder Scrolls, Fallout, Doom. I think that's the space game that's coming out.
Starfield, which is going to be basically their Elder Scrolls / Fallout, but in space, which is going to be a huge hit. Like I know it's going to be a huge hit.
The Evil Within and Prey.
But so I still think Starfield's going to come to PS5 though. Like don't worry if you're a PS5 owner, because I think they're so deep into development on that one that you'll still get that on PS5.
Yeah, I think it's going to be.
I think every game still is going to be on. There's no way Elder Scrolls is going to be on just exclusive. There's no way.
It depends on how deep into development they are. Once they're done developing for anything that's already been started, or far enough along where they want to, you know what I'm saying, that it's at a good point to finish. I think like after they start the next cycle of games, it's not gonna be on both. It'll just be PC and Xbox. But no, I do agree with you though. Anything that's already far enough along where they're not gonna lose money on it will be on PlayStation, because why not charge $70 and get $70 from people?
Yeah.
It's the same deal like when Marvel buys like something back. They still have to, like, they're still contractually obligated to do, like, certain movies.
It's funny because they actually still have 2 PlayStation 5 exclusives that will be coming out that are a year-long exclusives. So they'll actually be on PlayStation while Xbox is owning them, and you can't play it on an Xbox, which is hilarious.
Yeah, exactly. So it's still, they have to have contractually obligated to do these games on PlayStation 5. So they're not going to take that away. So, yeah, if anybody's, like, getting upset about that, don't be upset.
I'll tell you what, if you want to see Elder Scrolls and those games on there, I would recommend buying those exclusive games, because if you don't, I can see them saying, well, look they're not buying our games, so we're going to pull the plug on any PlayStation product.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But Anthony. Oh, actually, no. Let's go to Pete first. Pete, what are your thoughts on this?
I think it's huge. I think it really is a game changer. Huge game changer for the console wars. I think the fact that Xbox, because like I said, I made an argument before a couple of weeks ago. We were talking about PS5 and Xbox and saying how, well, wait a minute, like, yeah, sure, they got Game Pass. Yeah, sure, they have, but they don't have to make great first-party games, whereas PlayStation does. They have a great first-party lineup of games. Now this changes the whole game, because now you put Bethesda to make games for Xbox, exclusively for Xbox. They have a huge lineup of games, and we just show right there. So yes, that's huge. That's really massive. And I think, like I said, I can see like that. Right there, you go. Like I said, Wolfenstein, Elder Scrolls, Fallout, Doom. I mean, Battlefield. Oh no, Starfield. I'm sorry. The Evil Within, Prey. I mean. It's pretty huge games they have right there, man. And and who's to say that they won't have different new titles introduced on Xbox too. They won't have new titles introduced, and maybe new titles made for them too as well. So it's just like I say, a huge game changer. Whereas I feel now PlayStation, I want to say they're on the ropes because I think PlayStation is still very popular amongst like so many people. Still popular in Japan, still popular in Europe. I still think they're still strong in those regions. I think America, though, I can see a lot of people may go into Xbox rather than PlayStation. But it's still like I said, though, it's hard to say that. But like I said, Xbox definitely have made a huge hit, and I think like I said, it's going to be very interesting. And I don't think by not next year, but a year after, you'll see where they're at when it comes to games, exclusives, and all the Xbox with Bethesda. Putting up some of these games, you'll definitely see an impact. But like I said, though, I think it's great in a sense. I do think that sometimes having great third parties is always is good to have it on all different consoles. Taking it away, it kind of sucks now, for all these gamers. But I think, like I said, it's great in the sense that I feel like PlayStation now has to come up with stuff. It has to really work hard to produce great games as well. So really, in the end of the day, I know people might think otherwise, but the gamers win in the day because I always think having a competitive console war is great for gamers.
All right, Anthony, your take.
So I think it's a good thing as well. Not just for the future going forward, but for the past of so now your Game Pass is going to have once the merger is complete or the acquisition's complete, you're going to have access to all the Fallout games. You're going to have access to all the Doom games, all the Elder Scroll games, all the Wolfenstein games. All that stuff will be available on Game Pass. So you have some of the best Western RPGs available day one, or at no extra cost to what you're already paying for Game Pass. So that's just looking at the back catalog. It just makes the proposition of buying the Game Pass that much more enticing. Moving forward, we'll see, because I don't know what it's going to bring. I do know that they now have Bethesda and Obsidian under their belt, so now we can actually see a New Vegas 2 happen. That's a possibility because everyone wants a Fallout New Vegas 2, and Obsidian was the developer on New Vegas 1. So we'll see how that goes since they're both been acquired by Xbox. I also think it's cool that you have teams that can help Xbox on their other titles. So let's say like the guys that's ID Software or id Software that makes Wolfenstein and Doom. Let's say the Halo team is struggling. Okay, well let's move this team over to that studio, give them a hand to get Halo Infinite out. You know what I'm saying? Like you have you have more at your disposal. Plus, what's hidden in this, I don't know if you know this, but Bethesda has their own cloud engine that they've been working on, and it's pretty spectacular. It's supposed to run like full 4K settings pretty flawlessly. So if they can somehow incorporate that into Game Pass, because right now Game Pass is only running at 720. So if we can get some 4K Game Pass, that's a pretty nice little added bonus to the purchase.
Indeed.
Let me ask you something, too, and because I know you're big on Xbox right now.
Right now. What, are you saying my allegiances fluctuate, Pete?
Yes, it does. It does fluctuate a lot. But anyways, do you think, though, Game Pass, they're going to raise, now that they have all these titles, they're going to raise price?
I don't think they'll raise the price for at least the first 2 years of the Series X.
You don't think so? Maybe at least I think a year at least.
Nope.
I don't know, man. Once this deal comes right through, I think they might raise the price. I just don't see them giving up so much for what they're paying, what you guys are paying for. How much you pay a month? Like 15?
15 a month.
I'll agree with Anthony right now because the fact if you get the all-inclusive bundle with Game Pass and the Series X or the Series S, it's 2 years of Game Pass right at that price. Okay. So they wouldn't raise the price in the middle of that deal.
Yeah, no, they won't.
It would be afterwards.
Okay, yeah, it's when everybody has to start actually subscribing after the 2 years ends. But you know what, man? I don't even know. Like, let's wait and see what the subscriber numbers are, because right now they just hit the 15 million mark. So they've been adding about 1 million a month since May. So they announced in May that they hit 10 million. So they're at about 1 million a month since then. If they hit like a number like 30 million, I don't think they need to.
No,
you're pulling that's pulling in over $5 billion a year, and that's just for Game Pass. That's not counting people buying games. That's not counting people buying DLC. That's not counting the licensing fee for the developers to sell on their marketplace. So you're just talking strictly from the subscription. They'd be pulling in over $5 billion like that.
Yeah.
I think the smaller user base, if that doesn't change, they will raise the price to milk us, the loyal customers. But I think if it keeps growing, I don't think they need to raise the price.
They don't.
Yeah. What do you think, Chris? What do you think about this?
All right, so this is good. This is good for Xbox. This is good for gamers. This is good for anyone who is a Bethesda fan. 100% all the way through. This builds up their back catalog. But I'm gonna say this: Microsoft is not known for their single player experiences. You may agree with me, you may not disagree with me. Doesn't matter. They don't really have that big of a single player experience. Now they have one.
Yeah. So I 100% agree. And actually, I just played a Microsoft. Well, now it's a Microsoft game. I just played Hellblade through. That's a great game. But it wasn't owned by Microsoft.
No,
at the time, you're absolutely correct. It was not owned with them. But I'm actually excited for Hellblade 2 after playing and beating Hellblade 1. I was like, that's actually a really good game.
So, what I'm taking from this is the fact that Microsoft is known for games that will last longer than, say, your typical 8 to 10 hours, or the longer, Last of Us 2 lasted me 25 hours. Last longer than that because they're based around community games that will keep you coming back for the $15 a month and keep subscribing for the Game Pass and things like that. They are known for that. So they're not really good at making single player games, but they have I can buy you fuck you money. So this is what they ended up doing, which is good for them. Which is great for them, and I applaud them for it, because now they can get single player and multiplayer experiences both on the same thing. The only problem is the last 3 games from Bethesda have not been received that well. Fallout 76, not received that well. The Wolfenstein Ubisoft knockoff game was not received that well. What's another one?
Which one was that? Which Wolfenstein was that?
New Blood or something like that, I think it was called.
Are you talking about the co-op add-on?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I didn't even play that one, so I don't even know how it is.
Yeah. So a lot of people didn't really try to pick that up because the fact, guess what? It's a knockoff of a Wolfenstein game. It'd be like a Ubisoft knocking off Far Cry or
New Dawn.
Yeah, Far Cry New Dawn or something like that. It'd be like something like that. So it is kind of interesting to see how this plays out in the future wise, but back catalog wise, this is awesome. This is great.
Because I'll be honest, I've tried Skyrim a few times, but now if I can just maybe give it another shot, maybe I'll like it this time. I don't know, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's and I've always wanted to play through some of the Fallouts, but I just I've had other stuff I was playing at the time, so that's cool.
The only thing I want to also say this: Microsoft has done this before, buying a big third-party company. Back in the day, they bought Rare. And a lot of people thought that was a huge game changer for Microsoft getting Rare from Nintendo. Turns out, though, a lot of the developers left Rare when that happened, and a lot of the games they made at that time were kind of garbage.
Well, I think there's a different culture in the Xbox game studios now, and they even said they're going to let Bethesda operate almost as they're independent, and they'll just be financing them at that. But I mean, yes, there'll be some oversight. But I mean, the team at the Microsoft Game Studios, if you talk to anybody, or not you talk to them, but if you read the interviews with Tim Schafer from Double Fine or the guys from Obsidian, I've just been like reading interviews, and it seems like they are like they're pretty hands off and like, hey, make your vision, like do what you want to do right now, which is what they need to do. They need to be hands off, like any like making like, hey, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do this.
Yeah.
Let the teams, because in the way that the Game Pass is, where you have games where you can take chances on stuff because you're not worrying about selling 100,000 or 100 million copies of a game because people are downloading it. It's just included in the service, so you can make weird games that people might not have bought, but you know what? Now it's part of a catalog.
I just want to say one thing though. Like, I think you know from experience, or you guys both know from experience. I'm not sure if you worked when the transition happened, Chris, but when you were working at an electronic boutique, and right, it was a electronic boutique. Mm-hmm. How great it was working for that company. And as soon as it got bought by GameStop, you saw all these different changes it did, and it didn't make it as, you know, you weren't. It wasn't a pleasant environment anymore like you used to work when you work for electronic boutique. Am I correct?
Yeah,
they changed a lot of different policies and all these other things.
There could be the other way around too, though.
Possibly, yeah. I'm just saying though. When you have these buyouts, sometimes it can be good or bad. It depends on the company. So it could be very bode well for all the people who work under in Bethesda goal, or actually be worse. You know what I mean?
I think that's why they're kind of talking already, and they kind of wanted to go and let them kind of operate at their own independent, because they don't want to ruin what Bethesda already has. And
because that's a lot of money you're spending for a company, and then turn out to
that's a lot of employees too, man. They had 2,300 employees. So I mean, like I could see why you'd want them to just keep operating as independent, because that's a lot of people to bring in and have to do whatever you do with it.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, hopefully, like I said, this works out, because if it's not, then like literally, not only did Microsoft spend all this money on something that complete trash for them, having games that complete are trash. Hopefully, that's not the case, or it could be like. Like I say, we don't know, but you gotta get the money
works out, because I don't want to see any studios get shuttered because of this.
Exactly, and it's all it does is, like I said, I hope this is positive for the video game industry. So, like, you'll have strong competition from PlayStation and Xbox, and even Nintendo. Like, they'll have to, step up the game, or it could be like, hopefully, it won't turn out where, like, let's say Bethesda have games come out that are not as good as they used to be. And almost, I want to say to kill the company, because Rare's still around, and actually Rare's kind of making a comeback, I think, with some of their games in their library. So, but you never know. You don't want it to, turn out to be that way.
But how long did that take now? Like 10 years?
Like almost 10 years, man. 15 years actually.
For what,
15.
Rare? Yeah, about 15 years.
15,
They made a couple good games in between. Like Cameo was pretty fun on 360. Perfect Dark Zero was garbage. Trying to think what else they made. Grabbed by the Ghoulies, garbage.
Grabbed by the Ghoulies. Come on.
Did they have another game prior to Sea of Thieves that came out for Xbox One?
I can't remember. I know they did the Banjo games and were garbage too.
Oh, that game sucked too.
Oh my goodness. I think the only good thing that came up was like the Conker's Remastered. I want to say that was a pretty good Xbox.
That was on the OG Xbox. Oh, Rare Replay was pretty good. That's what I was thinking.
Yes, that was very good. Yes, I agree.
Hold on. I'm looking.
Yeah, I think it's just Rare Replay and Sea of Thieves.
But, I mean, like I said, though, like it's like we don't want Bethesda to end up like that, too, as well. Hopefully, Bethesda, it becomes a huge first-party
they did Killer Instinct as well, which I heard was pretty good.
I heard it was good.
I'm not really a big fighting.
That took years, though. That almost took like almost 10 years for them to start doing these things.
Everwild looks interesting. I don't know what it is, though. I don't know anything about it. I've watched a couple trailers on it, and I don't understand like what's going on in the trailers.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I thought it was PS5 exclusive, though.
No, that's Xbox exclusive.
Everwild. Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, that's from Rare Studios as well, and that it looks kind of like it's like the art style of like Breath of the Wild, but like it doesn't explain what the gameplay is. Like that's the weird part about it. So I don't know.
All right, so we all agree this is a good thing, and We'll see.
We agree it's a good thing, but we'll see. It's very good, but we'll see what happens.
We'll see. All right, moving on. So, Xbox X and Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S pre-orders went live yesterday. Bunch of craziness that happened. Oh yeah, we didn't talk about PS5 Awards going live as well. And
dude, honestly, man, like they both did it differently, and it was both equally as much of a clusterfuck.
Exactly. both of them.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, how, like, in this day and age, so we can't go to the store to pre-order it, then get your websites, like, straight, people. Like, what the hell, man? Like, Jesus Christ. I don't know. I'm glad I was able to get one. Chris, were you able to get one?
I was not.
Okay, well, I will keep an eye out for you, and I will let you know as soon as it's
you actually got
available, if you would like one.
So you got the Series 5, Ant? You got the Xbox 500 one?
Yeah.
You pre-order it?
I got it. I got it through Amazon. So I'm probably going to, unfortunately, not have it on release day because they'll be shipping it, but whatever.
I had it. Went through Amazon, GameStop, Walmart, Sam's Club, Target, Newegg. All of them was just like messing up. I could not pre-order it anywhere.
I had the same issues too. And then the local GameStop had 4 X's, 2 S's. Come on, dude. Like 6 consoles? Are you serious?
Wow.
So has this been just selling out everywhere? Is that what's going on?
It's sold out everywhere.
I hope they're not doing the Wii, dude. Because I'm going to tell you right now, that creating false demand is bullshit. Like, it better be, like, actual demand.
But, like,
I agree.
People are taking advantage of this opportunity right now. Because I've seen a PS5 pre-order sell for $2,000 the other day.
Shit.
And no question, I'm pretty darn sure that the eBay pre-orders on this and then the bids on this is in that range as well.
Well, I tell you what, this is great for the video game industry, great for the economy, great for everything, man. I mean, the fact that this is going on is great, man. I'm glad that this is going on right now and things are selling out. But like you said, I hope you're right, though, man. It's not because they,
I just hope it's not fake consumer demand like the Nintendo was doing with the Wii, because that was some grade A bullshit right there.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I mean,
we know that they had systems sitting back at the warehouse, and they just weren't shipping them out to create fake demand.
Here's my thing, though, guys. I mean, there's so many gamers on there who are itching to get itching to get a new PS5, because anytime the cycle happens, boom. And I tell you what, man, Xbox has a lot of excitement right now, man. I think they have a lot of excitement with all the stuff that's going on. So yeah, why not, man?
They definitely chose to announce the Bethesda thing at the perfect time. They announced it exactly one day prior to the pre-orders going live. So I mean, they created good buzz that way to do it. But Chris, are you still interested in an X?
I'll get it, Bob. Get it when I get my PS5. So
okay. If I see pre-orders go live, you want me to message you though?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. I'll keep an eye out for you then, and I'll let you know as soon as I see him.
And by the way, guys, I want to say what's up to Shauna, what's up to Leah, what's up to Denise and your dad, Aunt. So everybody's commenting. Please, if you're up there, comment, man. Let us know what you think. And
then I think PS5 had like 12 of the disc versions, and then 4 of the digital only editions at GameStop. You can pre-order, and that went out like crazy.
So I got a question: are the PlayStation 5s are they named differently?
Just disc and digital.
And it says it like in like big letters on the box, or do you think like parents are going to accidentally buy like the wrong console?
Yeah.
I mean, Xbox did see a spike.
No. That's what I was going to get at too. I'm like, both of these like companies need to do a better job, maybe. I mean, the good thing about the Xbox is like you can't get those two wrong. Like they look completely different.
But you can get the Xbox One X.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You're like mixed up with the Xbox Series X.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I agree with you on that for sure.
I'm telling you, kids need to explain to their parents or tell Santa Claus what I'm telling you about.
Send them a link via text message. Be like, only
like,
this one.
Because I know as kids, man, we always had that thing with your parents where you tell them, hey, what do you want for Christmas? What do you want for Christmas?
Christmas morning, you open up the PlayStation box. It's a digital only, and then you have like 8 games that you can't even play because your parents watching the digital only. I'd be like, oh, what the hell?
Come on, Mom! Oh, I mean Santa.
Mom, meatloaf.
Meatloaf. I didn't know what she's doing back there. But no, man, that's one thing I think kids got to be like, look, Mom, Dad, or whoever Santa Claus, whoever's getting it, make sure you get this, not that. Oh my goodness, just funny things, man. When it comes to parents buying you your system, so.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But yeah, this is great stuff, though.
Great stuff. Sold out everywhere. What's that Hunger Games saying? May the odds be in your favor. So
that is true.
Next up, Rocket League and Fortnite having a crossover.
I'm super excited for the Battle Bus car. That thing is badass. So I will be playing that Saturday night for sure to unlock that.
All right.
Llama-Rama?
Llama-Rama.
So basically what's going on is, I'll get a little bit more in depth in case like our listeners out there don't know what's going on. So a while back, probably over a year ago, Rocket League was purchased by Epic Games, who also makes Fortnite.
Mm-hmm.
So they are both under the same umbrella now. They have officially moved Rocket League over to using the Epic Game IDs. So they are officially on board with Epic Game IDs. They are free to play now. And to celebrate this event, they are having the Llama-Rama. So you have 5 tiers you have to unlock in order to get the battle bus. But on each tier that you unlock, you also unlock something on the other side for Fortnite. So if you are a Fortnite gamer, you will want to play Rocket League this weekend to unlock that for your Fortnite character.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. Which I will be playing this weekend. Probably starting. Well, it starts the 20. What, this weekend?
Saturday at like 3 p.m. Pacific time. Weird.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Weird.
It's probably because they're having a concert on Fortnite.
Makes sense.
Because like some guy that's a big like Rocket League player and I guess a musician is like a DJ. He's doing a live concert on Fortnite.
Okay, that makes sense now. All right.
So what do you call Llama-Rama again?
The llama from Fortnite, bro.
Oh, I don't play Fortnite.
Oh yeah, it's like a thing. It's like a piñata. Llama.
Piñata llama. Okay, cool.
Piñata llama. All right.
Cool.
Moving on. We've touched bases on this next subject a little bit, but I want to make sure we're all in this. So, is $70 too much for a video game?
Base version, absolutely. I am 100% in the. I do not want to pay $70 for a video game.
Even it's a game that you don't normally get all the time. It's something you're really looking forward to. You won't go the extra mile and pay that extra $10 that you would normally pay to play this game.
I'm gonna tell you something, Chris. I'm so cheap. I'll go the extra mile to go to Walmart to buy the Nintendo games for $10 less. That's how cheap I am. I go get the $49.94 ones, even if I can't pre-order it. I went first thing in the morning to get my damn Mario game because I didn't want to pay $60 for it.
I got that game too, actually.
Which one have you been playing?
Neither, because it hasn't gone to my house yet. But okay. I paid for a whopping $9 for it.
How'd you do that?
I've been part of a group, and this guy said he got an extra one, and I just need to pay shipping, and I paid shipping, and he gave it to me. So,
dude, awesome.
Yeah. $70 for a video game. It depends on the game for me.
What's up, Mark? All right.
And it depends on... Yeah, it just literally depends on the game. for me. And if it's a first party studio or whatever case it is.
I know you'll pay $70 for Last of Us. Hell, I think you paid up to $150 for it. So
try more.
Okay. See, it's like that. Now I know somebody that's going to pay $150 for Ori.
Ooh.
You paid $150 for Ori?
No, not me. I said you think I'm gonna? It's on Game Pass.
I want to do that. He's a cheap gamer.
Yeah,
a cheap gamer.
No, it's somebody that has a very extensive Switch collection that lives in Arizona.
Oh, right, Shiflett.
Yep.
For Ori and the Black Forest.
Yeah, and well, you get both. You get both Ori games. It's a cool collector's edition, but I wouldn't do it.
So wait a minute, that new Switch game, is that a brand new Switch game for Ori? That one that they announced?
It's literally the port from the Xbox.
Well, it's new to the Switch, but it's the Xbox game that came out in February.
Okay. So what I paid $7 for a game? No, not if it's something that's like literally I have to have it. And in rarely there's a lot of games that are like that for me. I just wouldn't. A lot of the games have
$70 for Breath of the Wild 2.
Possibly yes. That may be. I might be that game.
I
see 4 video game. I wouldn't pay for like most of my games though. I've got it in discount though. A lot of the games I bought.
Would you pay $70 for Madden 22?
No,
when it comes out.
No.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
No,
I don't even pay that now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
and I'm playing it.
I feel like in sports games, if you played it like special Madden, if you played it once, you played it 100 times. It's just updated. Dude, my team sucks anyway. My team is absolute garbage, so I wouldn't want to play that team anyway, man. Like, what would I pay? You know what I'm saying? No way I will pay right now. Maybe if they're Super Bowl champs, yeah, I might pay that money, but not now.
$70 video games. Chris, what are you purchasing with your PlayStation 5?
Okay. Hold on. Now I need to go to my Amazon orders here. Okay, let's see here. Watch Dogs Legion, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Sackboy: A Big Adventure, Destruction All-Stars, Demon Souls, and Marvel's Spider-Man's Miles Morales.
Man, this guy's going all out.
I'm going all out.
Can you purchase every single game for $70, Chris? Every single game.
Sackboy's 50.
Okay, so Watch Dogs is 60. Valhalla is 60. Sackboy is 60. And the rest are 70.
I got a question though for you. If you bought Valhalla on the PS4, do you get the upgrade for free on the 5?
I believe so. I don't know why I'm doing that. It's still $60 either way. Valhalla.
Oh yeah, but wouldn't it make sense to buy the PS4 version so you can play it on both if you want it to?
No.
I don't know. I
mean, I can play it on my PC too. I have the Ubisoft Uplay.
That's true. And Watch Dogs at that point then.
Yeah.
I want to say this for gamers who are spending the full price for games. I want to say Best Buy sometimes has their. I think they still have their whole rewards program.
They're gone.
They're doing it on a case-by-case basis now.
Really?
Yeah, sometimes they'll do the $10 reward certificate, sometimes they won't.
Yeah, sometimes they do that. That's what I was going to say.
And then, because of the new consoles, don't expect any cheap games on Black Friday for the new consoles.
Yeah, absolutely not.
I didn't expect that. But usually that's where I purchase my games a lot of times. If they're on sale on Black Friday, you should purchase them. But I know all these games are probably not going to be in discount, so that sucks. Yeah, but I'm not going to buy a console this year, so gonna have to wait till next year.
You're missing out, Pete. You gotta be cool like one of us, man.
No, I think I'm good. I'm good.
One of us.
Hey, I did purchase a game for $60 recently, which was
the same one that everyone else here purchased.
Mario. Okay.
Well, it's because literally you couldn't find it anywhere, so I had to purchase it. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna miss this opportunity, so I purchased it. So.
And you gotta get it physical. So come when do they stop? April 1st, I think. They'll have
man. That was March 1st.
It was March.
Oh, okay. Well, then the day after, I'm gonna go scalp it on eBay for $1,000.
You know what, man? I was thinking too, man. Imagine if they don't have no more copies, man.
I was thinking about buying a second just so I can do that.
It's available. It's on Amazon. They still have copies.
but I feel bad because if I wanted something, I'd want to be able to get it for normal price. So I like there's that little bit in me that feels bad doing that. So
the other bit they want to sell for eBay for $1,000. It's a collector's item, guys. Come on.
So, all right, let's put it like this. So, first-party studios games, since you have Game Pass, so every first-party game is going to come to Game Pass. But so let's talk about like Nintendo standards. Metroid Prime 4, and that came out $70.
Why gotta hit me in the Metroid Primes?
Because I know that's your favorite game.
You would buy it. You would buy it. Don't lie. Don't lie.
I wouldn't be happy about it, but I'd buy it.
You'll buy it though.
So like we would pay the money for games that we really want up front. We would not wait for a discount or anything like that if there was no discount available. If there was a discount available, I'm sure the three of us will take it.
Oh, absolutely.
The PS5 is $4.99 for the disc version, $3.99 for the disc-less version, and the release date is November 12th.
All right, awesome. But I'm kind of with Ann too. If it's something like a really special game, something that I'm really craving to play, I would probably pay that $70. If it's something that's like it has to be something like you said, Breath of the Wild or something crazy, or hell, man, a great Marvel vs. Capcom remastered, maybe that might be for me. You know what I'm saying? Like something like that.
I just really like even towards the end of last gen, though. I got to the point where like I was only purchasing games that like I really wanted. Like so like. I don't know if third parties have been priced for me personally. I feel like they've been pricing themselves out for a while, but I don't know. Maybe my expenses have changed as I get older, and I just don't have $50 or $60 to drop on a game anymore. So going up to 70 makes it even more difficult.
Let me ask you something though. When we're let's go back to our youth. When we had Super Nintendo Genesis, games were 50, right?
They were depending on where you went, dude. Like they would go anywhere between $50 and $70.
Right?
Yeah, it just depends though. Like I know that GameStop in our mall, when it used to be Babbage's, since there was no other competition around, they would charge it more than you can go to literally the same store in the Sarasota Square Mall, but since there was an EB Games there, they would charge cheaper. But since there was absolutely no competition, they would charge more.
And I think that's why sometimes it benefits the fact that we have like Amazon, Best Buy, Walmart always competing with prices.
I think the digital stores is what keeps the physical stores honest now.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree because, like I said,
if I can buy it digitally for $60, there ain't no way in hell, Jim's Game Mart is going to be selling it for $65, $70.
I agree. Sure. Yeah, it's a supply and demand and all that. And I think that actually. Really evens out the whole playing field because I think you're right, Ann. Sometimes, like if you can only get a game in certain stores, they'll up the prices. They hike the prices, but not anymore. So, that's good though. I mean, it's because we've been doing this for like past 20, 30 years, and it hasn't really gone.
I've been gaming for about 35 years now, so
and it hasn't really like prices of games hasn't gone that much higher compared to like when we were young. You know what I'm saying? So that's great. I mean, I know,
but in that, I know people say inflation and they're okay with it. But even in the same sense, though, it's also yes, they spend a lot to make games, but making games is easier now. So if you make budget titles, it's actually easier to make a budget title nowadays.
And what's funny? And here's another thing too. We don't even look at the indie games. Indie games are not going up in price. Indie games are literally can go from whatever price they want, whatever the game it is. So you always have that also as a way of like if you like say are trying to be a cheap gamer, don't want to spend that whatever, you still have plenty of titles out there you can buy. So you have that option also.
Indeed. All right. So I don't know how you guys feel about this, but Spider-Man PS4 saves won't transfer to the PS5.
I wouldn't care unless like you moved your save progress over to the Miles Morales stuff. Like I already beat the game. Like I don't care. But you know what I'm saying? Like I would, if I was gonna play it, I'm gonna play it again anyways. I'm not gonna like pick up from like already beating the game and start there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like I would say I guess I would only care if I maybe started the first like 5 hours, then I might be like, oh, that sucks. I got to redo 5 hours. But I already beat the game. I wouldn't even play the Peter Parker storyline. I would just go right to the Miles Morales storyline.
Yeah, I agree.
And so here's my take on this. This is Spider-Man Remastered. This is not the original game that you got on PS4. This is a remastered version. Kind of like how Last of Us came out, and then a year later, Last of Us Remastered came out. So everyone who's crying and whining about the fact, like, oh, my save progress won't transfer over, they did the same thing with The Last of Us. You didn't complain.
Suck it up and beat the damn game on PS4 then.
Yeah, you didn't complain then. Now, why the fuck are you complaining right now? Oh God, it's so annoying to see.
Oh, you see all these people complain online about it, Chris? Is that what you're?
Yeah, because it's so annoying because the fact that like, okay, yeah, Xbox is doing the fact that, like, all your save progress will transfer over. Yes, because it's to the same exact game. It's not to a remastered part of the game. If like Halo Infinite, well, not Halo Infinite, let's say like Halo 4 got remastered, right?
Yeah.
And it came over, and your save files came over, then I'll totally understand and totally get it. But that didn't happen. It's the same Halo game. It's just moving over to a new system.
Yeah, what Xbox is doing is a little different too. They're like doing optimizing them. It's gonna look different, but it's the different download basically.
Yeah.
It's gonna that you have this. Huh?
It's almost a different game because you have remastered graphics.
Exactly.
Graphics.
Yeah.
So it's not the same game, even though yes, it is the same game, but it's a different, better looking game.
Exactly.
So yeah, dude, like quit bitching. That's all I can tell people. Quit bitching. I mean, I'll be honest, man. Like this what made me. This is bad, right? When I had Breath of the Wild, my Wii U, and somehow my Wii U broke, and it had to transfer. Bought a new one. I had to transfer it. Now all my memory was gone then, so I had to restart all over again. That was bad right there. That's something I was like, God damn it, seriously. But this is like, come on, it's a brand new game.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. If my Animal Crossing died, I'd be one pissed off mofo.
Yeah, there's certain things.
Like, I'm just letting you know that, like, dude, the amount of time we put on that island, oh my gosh, I would be.
There's certain games where I would be like, fuck, really? I have to do this all over again? Come on, you know? Especially like tough ass games, like I can see like. I feel like Spider-Man is not like that. It's just a lot of roaming around, but it's really straightforward. You do all the missions and all that. The roaming around stuff, but I don't know. I mean, I guess some of the suits are cool to get, but I'm not really big on the whole like going different states and all that. Sometimes, you know, it's a really fast, straightforward game though. You can get really quick to, you know, get all this stuff and do it quick and all that. I think games like that are really either extremely difficult, like probably Dark Souls and, you know, or Bloodborne, or extremely like so massive where like you get so much stuff that you literally lose it all and you're like, come on, really? I went through all this process and now I got to start all over again. Like I think Breath of the Wild is one of those games where I'm literally, I mean, it took me a while. It took me a while to get to that place, but now finally where I was prior to where, you know, I dropped off, but still it's one I was like, oh no, I lost everything. Come on. Now, let me ask you something though. Speaking of which, is there any game where you're like that happened to you, where you like literally have to, you know, erase your memory and start right over again, and you're like,
I will tell you right now, I lost my save file for The Witcher 3 on PlayStation 4, and I was about 80 hours into the game, and I was not happy. Yeah, I was, dude. It got corrupted somehow, and I didn't have it. It didn't cloud save, or the cloud save got corrupted, and I haven't played it since. That was the last time I played Witcher 3.
Oh my.
Yeah, dude. 80 hours is a long time.
That's a lot of time, man.
Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, that's so annoying.
How about you, Chris?
I think I didn't transfer any of my save data from my old PS4 to my PS4 Pro, so I really had to start over from every single game over again.
Oh. Is there any like one game in there that you had tons of time in that you would like want it like an RPG, something that you're building your character up with?
No, because usually I try to like beat my games like before I move on, unless I'm trying to think. No. I usually, unless it's like, oh, I know, Assassin's Creed Origins.
Oh, how far were you in that? Because that's a big RPG-ish game.
I think that I was like 40 hours in.
Oof.
And I was like, nope, not going through it again. Nope, not doing it. And I haven't touched the game since.
You know what's bad, man? When like he used to play like old school Nintendo games, he used to have those passwords, and like like to get to the play, like in some of those.
Oh god, yeah, because there was no save data yet.
There was no save data. You had those passwords to get into it. And like I say, you're like going and you beat this big boss, and you're like, if you don't get those passwords, it's like, oh my god, as a kid, man, you're like so pissed. You're like, I don't know how many times I have to fight this stupid thing, and then finally I beat it, and then I don't have I lose a password. You're like, oh dude, I can't do it again. I just can't, But you know what though? There's one game I remember never had a save point. I think I had to go from beginning to end. I don't think I have a save point. I don't think I remember. And that game was hard as fuck. And I think I remember getting to the last. You know what it was? The first Ninja Turtle game for the Nintendo. Hard as fuck game.
That is a tough game.
Ridiculous, man. And finally got to the Technodrome. And it got there, and of course I died. And I just had lost my spirit as a gamer. I'm like, I can't do this. I can't play this game anymore. I got this fucking far, and you tell me I can't beat this fucking game. So yeah, that was the one game where I'm like, goddamn piece of shit. Boom. Done.
You need to calm down, Pete.
No, you play that game, man. That game was ridiculous.
That's fine, but you still need to calm down, dude. You're angry.
Bring back bad memories, man. That's a game where, that's a bad memory, man. You're like, shit. All right, that's my rant for today.
All right, but there is a game that is actually being transferred over that you will get your save files from. Don't worry, because Maneater is going to be that.
Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. The both next gen systems, if you own the previous or this gen's versions, you will get 4K 60 frames a second ray tracing and more support. So PS5 controller support and more.
Yep, indeed. So be on the lookout for that if you own Maneater. Pretty good game. They actually even teased more story elements to it.
I think a lot of games that released in the last year are going to do this.
Yeah, I think so too.
To just give them a little bit of extra legs might make sense.
You mean extra fins?
Maybe the shark wants to eat a couple extra legs.
Yeah, cheer for the shark, guys. The shark's your friend in this one. And sorry, she didn't like that turtle game. Avery's right. You shouldn't like that turtle game. And I apologize. Hopefully, you weren't listening to my cuss words. That's pretty bad. Sorry. I apologize for my potty mouth.
The young listeners, Pete. I told you, man.
I apologize. I forget about the young listeners out there. Apologize for my potty mouth. Ooh.
Metal Gear. It's solid. Remake is possibly in the works because actually,
I heard it's a thing.
Yeah, you think it's a thing?
No, I heard it is. It is a thing,
but
not rumor.
But I heard also is what a collection with it's a collection of all of them.
Remastered?
No, just one remastered, but a collection of all of them.
Okay. If that's what they're doing for $70, that's fine. But $70 for a remastered game, that's where I kind of get like, and I'm talking about like an old remastered game, not Spider-Man. That's different. This is a game from 1995 or even earlier, maybe. Like
you would pay for a remake though, right? And for a remake, you'll pay
it is a remake. No, dude, here's the thing: is the story's not going to change. I've already beat it.
I know, I understand that, but I'm saying updated graphics, updated gameplay.
I wouldn't pay for it.
Really?
Really, dude? I've already beat it. And I've experienced the story.
I understand that, but it's like such a great game, classic game. Wouldn't you want to see like updated, the whole thing updated? You know what I'm saying?
Not really, because I played Twin Snakes, and that was already updated from there.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. But
I've played it on PlayStation 1, beat it. Played it on GameCube, Twin Snakes, beat it. I would not buy another Metal Gear remake.
And I just want to say one thing.
Good new Metal Gear. How about that? How about we put that up on the table?
One thing about Metal Gear too, it's those long like dialogue scenes, like literally like nonstop. Like I think I remember you're, trying to beat Liquid Snake, and no spoiler, I guess, on Metal Gear, and like literally has this huge monologue throughout the whole thing. He wouldn't shut up, this guy. You know what I'm saying? And it just kept on going on and on and on to the point you're like, you want to do that over again?
Are you excited for this, Chris?
I'll buy it. I never beat the first one. I beat the fourth one.
Okay, well, if you never beat it, I could see buying it again. But like, if you've already played it and beat it, and I've done it twice, like I just can't do it again.
But if this is a remaster from the ground up, wouldn't you want to see it and play it for yourself?
I'll watch it on YouTube.
Okay,
I'll be good enough with that.
Okay, good enough with that. All right, fair enough. Right. Fair enough. Week 3 NFL picks.
Ooh, so.
Hold up. I got to text Mark.
He's right there.
To let him know we're doing picks.
Mark's right there.
Mark's right there.
Yeah, is he? Is he still watching?
Oh, I don't know if he's still watching, but he's there. But so something crazy. So my mom's boyfriend Jim, he kind of just does the picks alongside of us just for fun. Yeah. He had a perfect week last week.
What the
That is ridiculous.
No.
16-0.
The Raiders to beat the
yeah, that's his team.
I know that's his team, but he really went to pick the Raiders. Yes. That's crazy, man.
People sometimes go with their team, Pete.
I know.
Actually, I might go with my team this week, though. I might actually go with my team this week, even though I don't have a running back.
I won't go with my team.
But before we go into football picks, I want to say this, and this is the most bizarre story I think I've heard. Tyrod Taylor.
Oh my goodness!
What the freak just happened? Like, you get injections to help your pain, and the team doctor, punctures your lung. And you can't play football for the rest of your life.
He can't?
He's 31. Done? He's 31. He's done.
Really?
They told doctors have told him it's indefinitely you should not play.
Wow.
What?
Dude.
Yeah.
Dude. Get a lawyer. Tyrod Taylor, get a lawyer and sue the shit out of that team. I'm sorry.
He should be owning that damn team.
Yes.
And he should.
Dude,
so
the
I'm going to take you guys back all the way to 2004 when Mr. Archie Manning told the franchise of the San Diego Chargers, my son ain't playing for your shitty ass franchise, and this is exactly why. Because they're a shitty ass franchise.
Unbelievable.
No, that's pretty bad actually. The fact that like, come on, man, you're a doctor for God's sakes. And for you to, and I get it, I get it, you can make mistakes, but that's a huge mistake, man. You costed this guy's career. Could have cost his life, too, for that matter, Could have cost his life, man. So, yeah, dude. Yeah, if I was Tyrod Taylor, man, I'm not big on lawsuits, but you better get your money's, man. You better get your money's worth from that team because that's bullshit.
Yeah. There's no other way of cutting it. That is bullshit.
Yeah.
Dude, that's almost like CM Punk back in the day was the Z-Packs. Hey, get him a Z-Pack, whatever, I don't know if you know that reference, Ant. But like, no, this is way worse, honestly. This is not even like, that incident wasn't even that bad. This is way, way worse. That's pretty terrible. If he cost his career, dude, that's terrible. But yeah, man, I feel bad for the guy, man. But like I said, I'm pretty sure he has a good lawyer and he's gonna get his fucking money's worth.
Oh, yeah, definitely, for sure. He will definitely get paid. All right. Where do we stand on picks, Anthony?
So, the man, is still in first place with a record of 25-7. I am 2 games ahead of Pete, who's at 23-9, who is 4 games ahead of Chris, 19-13. So
okay.
You did a little moving and shaking last week, Chris. Unfortunately, the Giants cost you, and Houston cost you. But I think you had Indy over us, though. Oh, and Cincinnati cost you.
Cincinnati cost me too.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
All right, but for this week, Miami at Jacksonville. It is the mustache versus the beard.
I'm gonna go with the mustache. I'm going stash. Where are you going, Pete?
That's a tough one, man, because I feel like even though Miami's 0-2, they play the Bills and the Patriots, and I think both teams are decent. But I'm gonna go with a mustache. I'm gonna go with Jags.
Mark must be a Miami fan.
He is a Miami fan.
Makes sense.
I'm going with the beard.
Oh, we got a Miami. We have a Miami guy.
2 Miami and 2 Jags. All right.
Next up, we have the Houston Texans at the Pittsburgh Steelers.
All right, you got to give me a second. I'm still filling in because obviously people don't pick Miami on a regular basis, so I had to make sure I found it. And you said Pittsburgh?
Houston Texans at Pittsburgh Steelers.
Steelers are 2-0, right?
Houston's 0-2, Pittsburgh's 2-0.
Yeah.
Go with Steelers. I think the Hopkins being not playing for Houston anymore really hurts them.
Even though Houston has to win this game, I'm gonna go Pittsburgh as well.
I'm going with Pittsburgh because Houston has no offensive line.
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson is literally doing everything on his own.
Yeah.
And like I say, he missed Hopkins right now, man. He's really missing Hopkins as a weapon. So.
Oh, this is a really good one. Oh, I'm sorry, Chris. I'm taking your thunder. Go ahead.
Cincinnati Bengals at the Philadelphia Eagles.
Ooh, that's another tough one, too. Eagles look like garbage.
Speaking of a team with a terrible offensive line, I think Joe Burrows, who looks like he could be pretty good, I think I'm going to go with Cincy. I think he's going to finally get his victory.
Yep, I'm the same here.
They're both 0-2, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I go Cincinnati.
Oh, Pete's going Cincinnati. He's scared to lose another game now.
I don't want to lose another game on you, man.
See, that's why we need to write them down instead of saying them out loud, because this is what happens. Pete's going on his picks just because he doesn't want to lose a spot.
It's hey, man. I would have kind of
Pete goes first sometimes.
Okay, I can go first. I went first as Pittsburgh. Okay.
All right.
Next up, the reason why I know why Anthony is going with the Giants here. San Francisco 49ers at the New York Football Giants.
I think the Giants are going to pull this one off. I'm going Giants on this one.
Yeah, because everyone on San Francisco is an injured reserve.
Absolutely.
Saquon got hurt too.
And they have it in their head that they think our turf is what's causing it. So if that's in their head that they think they're running on bad turf, that's going to affect their whole gameplay.
They play in New York.
New York.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go with Giants, even though Saquon got hurt. Man, their whole team's hurt. Man,
they got Devontae Freeman, man.
What?
They have Devontae Freeman.
I don't know if he's gonna make that big of a difference, but yeah. But I still think like literally all those injuries in the 49ers are not gonna help him out. So, yeah, Giants. And they had to travel like from West Coast again.
So. Like, did they just stay in New Jersey? Because they just played the Jets last week.
They probably should stay in New Jersey.
They probably just stayed there. Like, I couldn't imagine traveling. That'd be dumb.
Huh? Never know.
All right. Next up, Las Vegas Raiders against the New England Patriots.
See, this is a tough one now because now the freaking Raiders like beat the Saints, and now I'm like, are they real or was that
Are
luck?
they playing in New England?
It's in New England, but I don't know.
Either. These are tough picks, man.
I'm going New England, even though I just got to go with Belichick. Belichick's not going to lose to an offensive coach. Just doesn't happen. If they didn't beat the freaking Saints last week, that would have been an easy pick. But like, I agree, it makes it a lot more difficult.
I'm going with Raiders.
You know what, man? I'll tell you what about the Raiders. I knew that last couple of years, like, give Gruden time with all his picks. Last year, he had a bunch of good picks and all, and this year he had other picks. I think he's going to turn around that franchise. I'm going to go Raiders, man. I think he's going to turn around that franchise. The fact they moved to Las Vegas, too, it definitely helps out the whole team. It's a clean slate. So I'm going Raiders, man.
All right.
Next up, the Tennessee Titans versus the Minnesota Vikings.
Titans. For me, it's Titans.
Titans don't got defense though, man. Like that's like what their defense is garbage right now.
Yeah, but Minnesota's pretty bad too the other day.
Yeah, Minnesota's defense is ranked 29th. The offense is ranked 30th.
You know what? I'm gonna go Tennessee. You just
look at that, man! Oh, he's going to go. You see, he's talking shit about me. Look at him. He went.
His stats just talk to that.
Oh! Now you're like, oh, look, you should have wrote it down. We should have wrote it down, Ant.
You shouldn't be handing me stats like that. How could I?
Yeah, that's he should have. He would have went with Vikings, man. Well, that would have been well, Tennessee. So, Chris, you Tennessee too?
Yeah, I'm going Tennessee. Yeah,
all right, all Tennessee, man.
That's all. That's despicable. That's just terrible. All right, next up, gotta go back here. Washington football team against the Cleveland Browns.
I'm gonna tell you what, dude. This is a way harder week than it was last week.
Yeah, it is.
Dude, like I feel like almost every game has like a little bit of like close.
We're not gonna go perfect this week, that's for sure. I'm going with Washington football team.
Wow, and I went first there, Pete. Just so you could hear just so you know, I said Odell. Yep, I said Odell.
The Cleveland Steamer.
Yep.
Crap. Let's go with the Browns.
All right. I guess they don't want to have Washington.
Yeah, let's go with the Browns.
See, I like looking at weeks like this, dude. Like all of us have different, like a lot of different picks in here. This is nice.
All right.
It's gonna be
next, LA Rams versus the Buffalo Bills.
Jesus, man, the games this week, like they don't stop.
Bills.
Rams.
Where is it?
Buffalo.
Right?
Buffalo.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Who did the Rams beat last week?
Hold on. Oh, crap. Come on. Won't let me go back. Who'd you beat? Oh, Philadelphia?
Okay. I'm going Buffalo. The best New York team.
And then they beat the Cowboys as well.
Cowboys are lucky.
Yeah, they were.
Yep. Did I pick?
I think you picked Rams, didn't you?
Yeah, I picked Rams.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, next game. Chicago Bears at the Atlanta Falcons.
You know what? I'm going to go Atlanta because they'd be pissed that they lost last week.
Tough one too, man. What's the Bears record?
2-0.
2-0. Yeah.
2-0.
Yeah, with Mitchell Trubisky. Yeah.
Yeah, but they got a great defense. I'm gonna go Bears.
I agree with Ant here with saying the fact that Falcons should be pissed.
Yeah. After losing like that.
Head coach.
Yeah, but it always works differently. Sometimes they're pit and sometimes it just falls like they collapse.
What were we saying, Chris?
And sometimes it's just. I mean, the head coach should have been fired. This is inexcusable. Twice.
Might be this week.
Well, at least we have some normalcy to 2020, right?
Blowing big leads. That's definitely a Falcon thing.
Yeah,
this is a tough week, by the way, guys. A very tough week.
It is. All the teams seem pretty evenly matched.
And I think somebody.
Let's go with Chicago.
All right.
Chicago. Oh man, I'm on an island, you guys. No one likes my pick.
That's all right, man. You might actually benefit from this.
I could, or I could be way off.
Yeah. Next up, Carolina Panthers at the Los Angeles Chargers.
Oh, the Los Angeles.
That's a tough one too, man.
Idiots.
I'm going with Chargers.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Chargers. That kid looked pretty good.
Yeah.
Justin Herbert.
I'm gonna go with Chargers too because what's the name? Then Pats got whooped by the Bucks last week, so yeah, I'm going.
How's Bridgewater doing?
He threw a couple picks, but they're struggling now because Christian McCaffrey is out for a couple weeks.
Oh well, yeah.
That's definitely picking Chargers now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so they're going to be struggling. They lost Kuechly. They lost Christian McCaffrey. So, yeah, they're struggling.
Kuechly retired, right?
Yeah, Kuechly retired. So everyone picked, I'm assuming not Carolina, but Chargers.
Chargers.
Yeah,
Okay.
even Mark did.
Next up, New York Jets against the Indianapolis Colts.
Indianapolis Colts.
Colts, yeah.
No argument there, man. Dude, Adam Gase is such a bad coach, man. It's funny that I saw this one play from Darnold, and it's really people probably give him shit because of what they're doing and all, but literally he's getting some guy, the line broke, he had no running around, he makes this slant pass and a touchdown to this guy, and I'm like, the guy is talented. The coach is bad though, you know what I'm saying? They're not really doing anything to help this guy out. So, yeah. Hopefully this is the end of Gase, man. If he doesn't turn it around, and yeah, he's probably done pretty soon.
Yeah, definitely. All right, next up, Dallas Cowboys at the Seattle Seahawks.
Seattle.
Yeah, we all agree with there. All right.
You're not gonna get lucky. You're not gonna get lucky again with Dallas. So.
No, not with that. Next up, Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Denver Broncos.
Tampa.
It'd be great, if receivers could actually catch a ball. So hopefully they can this week.
Well, it's the Broncos, man. They don't have to worry about what's his name over there. He got hurt. So.
And Godwin's back this week. Oh yeah, it's gonna be great. All right, so next up, Detroit Lions at the Arizona Cardinals.
Arizona Cardinals.
They're on a tear.
Hopkins really helps that team out big time. So, what a stupid trade on the Texans' part to do that.
No,
Dumb trade.
happens when you're a racist.
What?
Happens when you're a racist.
What happened?
He said some racist shit and got rid of Hopkins,
Who did?
the owner of the Texans.
Oh, and that's why he wanted to leave?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Next up, Green Bay Packers at the New Orleans Saints.
Ooh, that's a tough one too, man. Holy crap!
Not gonna lie, New Orleans, Drew Brees struggled to seem like he couldn't throw 20 yards.
That's a tough one too, man.
They should have brought Jameis in. I know Jameis could throw further than 20 yards.
Yeah.
In fact, he most of the time throws over his receivers.
But remember, do not have Michael Thomas.
There's no Michael Thomas?
Michael Thomas? Yeah, but it's...
Yeah, but Green Bay don't got anybody.
But they whooped the dog shit out of freaking who they played.
Who's that? Oh, Detroit? Yeah, everybody whoops those dogs.
Yeah, that's Detroit.
Detroit was up 17-0. And Green Bay was like, oh, really? You want to do that? Okay. Let me go ahead and put 42 on you.
I'm going New Orleans.
I'm going Packers.
Packers.
All right, I'm going New Orleans.
All right.
Breeze might be showing his age.
Ooh, this is going to be so tough. Next Monday night, Kansas City Chiefs at the Baltimore Ravens.
I'm going to go Ravens.
I'm actually going Ravens as well. I feel like Kansas City struggled a lot with the Chargers, and I think that if they have the same struggles against Baltimore is not going to let them off the line. Baltimore will knock them out.
Not only that, I think Baltimore has something to prove too. Lamar Jackson has something to prove. Kansas City Chiefs are the champions, so they kind of laid back a little bit. I think Ravens definitely going to go out and play hard. So it's going to be a great game, though. I can see it being a very good contested game, but I feel Ravens will win that.
I'm going with the Chiefs.
That's a safe pick, Chris, because you might gain a game on us on that.
Yeah, that is a safe pick, to be honest, because it can go either way, honestly.
Yeah.
But still, I'm leaning towards Ravens.
I'm going with
All
Chiefs.
right. This is going to be an interesting week, gentlemen. We have a lot of different games.
Yes, indeed, we do.
Mark Colony says Ravens will win a Super Bowl this year. I mean, they're the favorites. I mean, I could definitely see that, man.
I'm still not counting the Giants out, but, we're not eliminated yet.
I think the Jets are already eliminated, man, with the first two games.
And you're not eliminated yet either, Pete. You guys have a chance.
Yeah, everyone still has a chance.
I know, but literally, teams like that need to really turn it around quick, man. I mean, it's pretty bad.
Except Phillip Rivers 10 times this weekend, win the game. You guys will be right back in the thick of things.
But you know what? Here's the thing, though. You know what's funny, though? Let's put it to perspective. I know Tampa had a bad game. The first game was kind of bad. And look at them the next game. They turn it around quickly. So it's just funny how
let's not forget, teams that have a lot of rookies playing, they did not have a preseason.
Yeah,
I agree. So you're gonna the first 4 weeks of the year are gonna be a little bit different than normal first 4 weeks of the year.
Yeah,
I agree, especially for teams that are brand new, or have a lot of new players and all that, getting used to the system. So I can see that happening. So
teams that have new coaches are going to have a difficult time adapting.
I agree. Yeah. So we'll see by week 6, week 7, how these teams are really looking by that time. So we'll see, though. But at the same time, I mean, I think injuries are going to be a major factor, though, this season, though, because I think some of these teams are getting hurt. Look at San Francisco. I don't think how they're going to fully recover from, if they keep on getting hurt, these players. So we'll see. But I think it's very interesting. But I think still the same teams that were great last year are still going to be great this year. I think Seattle, Kansas City, Ravens, those are definitely the top tier teams, I think, right now.
Yeah. Well, we shall see what happens. Next up, we can do a reaction to WandaVision. Ooh.
I'm not gonna lie, Chris. I'm gonna throw this out there. I've already watched this 5 times, so I don't mind.
I have 0 doubts about that. Here we go.
Heavenly shades of night are calling. It's twilight time.
Wanda and Vision, aren't we a five-pair?
This is our home now. I want us to fit in.
Oh, this is gonna be a gas!
Where did you two move from? How long have you been married? And why don't you have children yet?
Our story.
I think what my wife means to say is that we moved from...
Moved from where? Married when? Damn it, why?
Oh, Arthur, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
Deep in the dark, your kiss spilled blue.
This is really happening.
Like days of old, lighting the spark of love that fills me.
Am I dead?
No. Why would you think that?
Because you are.
Each day I pray for evening just to be.
We are an unusual couple, you know.
Oh, I don't think that was ever in question.
All right. That was WandaVision. Thoughts?
10 out of 10. That's a trailer. That is how you do a trailer.
All right. Any more thoughts, Ant?
Yeah, any more thoughts?
I do think it's interesting that Monica Rambeau from Captain Marvel's in the movie. As
Growing up
at the end, and she is a comic book character, so that's going to be quite interesting.
Spectrum. Yeah, she's Spectrum in the comic book, so.
And so I think the villain, I don't know who it is, but it's the girl in the car, obviously, that he's talking to. I don't know the comic book character she plays, but you did see her in the sitcom as well, so
Wait a minute, so did she get named? Do you know the character at all? Like this?
No.
No, I'm not sure.
No, we don't know. We don't know it at all. Not yet.
So I didn't do too much research, but it's sounding like it's going to be House of M or something like that.
It's not going to be House of M. House of M is completely different. But the thing is, so my take on this trailer, which I agree it's excellent, is Wanda, because of the loss of Vision, she's slowly starting to lose her mind. And the thing about Wanda is that the thing that they haven't, really talked about in the MCU or haven't really shown in the MCU about her powers, because we know she can move stuff and all these other things, but she really is extremely powerful. Like she can actually manipulate reality in her mind. Like she can change reality if she wanted to. And I think that's what's happening right now. She created this reality where they're in this, Vision is alive again, and they're in a sitcom, married, and have like regular family. And I think the thing is, when you see like them asking questions about like the neighbors, like, hey, when did you meet? Well, how did you get married? And then they sort of realizing, wait a minute, this never happened. This is like a reality she created for herself to be happy. So there is, and you can tell the trailer itself, it looks kind of happy. It looks kind of like a family sitcom, but there's definitely a lot of dark undertones where you can see it becoming kind of like creepy and kind of like, it definitely feels different for anything that we've seen in the MCU, which I really like, because I think we need some sort of a change. But I can see this being one of the more darker projects from the MCU, which I'm excited for as well. And I don't know if there's any real villain in. I think maybe all of it might be in her head. Wanda might.
Well, I think she is the villain.
Yes, I think Wanda is a villain, but I mean, I think it's not just a villain. I think it's more like you're probably by the end of this whole series, you're gonna feel really bad for her. You're gonna be very sympathetic to her, what she's going on, but it's something where also she's an endangerment to herself and to others, and it's gonna kind of. I think it's gonna kind of,
I think she created a bubble around her, and she created the world in the bubble. That's what you see here. Like the character from Captain Marvel being thrown out of the bubble. You see her here being thrown out of this force field here, I don't know if you can see it on my screen, like on the screen here. Like you being here, I'll go. Oh, this bubble here, where obviously she's being looked over or whatever case may be. So I think, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
So there in the trailer, there's also a bottle of wine. It's French. It says Maison du Mépris, which means House of Mépris, which is House of M. So there's definitely reference to it.
There's going to be like some, but the House of M, the only thing about House of M, which possibly could lead up to other things, because what House of M does is, so the whole story of Scarlet Witch, what happens is she was married to Vision, but Vision ends up dying in the comic books, and they had 2 children, but they ended up dying as well. So that's when she goes insane, and it changes reality, manipulates reality. Whereas Magneto, who's Wanda's father in the comic books, and Quicksilver was Wanda's brother, end up being like the rulers of the world. Like the mutants really rule the world, and Magneto's like the king, and like it changes all the reality and all that. By the end of the whole comic book series, not to spoil it if you want to read it, by the end of the comic book series, Quicksilver, I guess, betrays Magneto, and Magneto ends up killing Quicksilver. So Wanda, noticing all this, decides to literally be like, she says like, no more mutants. Like this whole thing ended. The whole regime of Magneto, like she ends the whole thing and says no more mutants, which means like most of the mutants end up losing all their powers, except for like I think 300 of them. And so that's what happens in the ass, and that's the repercussions and what happens. Now I don't know if that's going to lead up. It's not going to be the same. I don't see that story being the same because we haven't even been introduced to the X-Men yet or at all. But what it could happen is maybe she could bring the mutants into the Earth or in the MCU. She can maybe the catalyst to bring the X-Men in there. So that could be a possibility. What could happen? But like I said, I think this all is gonna like lead into Doctor Strange. So I see that happening. When this show ends, maybe that'll lead into Doctor Strange and maybe that'll introduce a whole multiverse of madness. But yeah, I'm very interested in this. I'm very excited for this. And I'm glad to go into this route with Wanda because, like I said, she is this extremely powerful being, and I think they only scratch the surface in the MCU, and they can show that this is her capabilities.
Right.
So I don't know how they would do the callback, but I'm reading a fan theory on what they could possibly do, and they're basically saying that something traumatic could have happened to her, prior to the MCU existing. Which then she changed reality. So we've been living in a different reality. We've been watching a different reality. And then Vision's death is making her revert back to what reality should have been, which would have been the world with the mutants.
Possibly. I mean, you also
that's how they should introduce the X-Men into it, which is like crazy if you think. Yeah, that's some Christopher Nolan type shit right there.
Yeah. You also gotta take into account that like she also lost Quicksilver in the MCU and now she lost Vision. So she, like I said, she's going crazy.
Well, I think they can do something with the Quicksilver thing. I think they could tie that in there. I don't know what they're gonna do to tie it in, but I think they could tie it in somehow from there.
So they can bring Quicksilver back.
Well, I think he'll be in the movie or the show. But I don't think
I have a feeling he might be in the show.
Yeah, I think he'll be like in her like fake reality, but I don't know. It's going to be interesting how it plays out. I'm pretty excited for it.
We'll see. We don't have a date yet, but we know it's coming this year.
December, I want to say, right? It's somewhere near December.
I've heard either the 2 dates I've heard was either Thanksgiving weekend or Christmas weekend,
which would be awesome.
Yeah,
either weekend.
So if it's Thanksgiving, we're gonna have Mandalorian and WandaVision going at the same time. If it's Christmas, that's actually perfect because Mandalorian would end exactly 1 week prior.
Yeah, the only thing about it, can't binge watch, of course. Yeah, it's gonna be weekly, but
that gives us content.
And I'm pretty sure
content, The Boys, but Anthony's not watching it, so boom, there you go.
Yeah, I'll be honest, Chris. Not that I don't want to watch it. I just haven't chance to watch it. So that's another thing I got to start watching soon. The Boys. So.
Yo, man.
I know. I really like The Boys too, man. It's so good. So I'm gonna start watching that again. But I'm saying that for the fall, though, we also had The Mandalorian and WandaVision. Yeah, it's just kind of exciting, guys, considering that for like last few months we had nothing. Now we're getting some content. We're actually getting some stuff. It's
Disney Plus is actually delivering, as what you're saying.
Yes, they're actually delivering now, which is great. So keep on doing this, Disney Plus. Maybe you get more subscribers. Start making that cheddar. You know what I'm saying?
Instead of paying movies $30 and fledging your numbers.
So, do you have that other thing, Chris, about Disney and all that? The little.
Yes, of course.
Black
Widow being delayed, along with every other freaking movie in existence. Every other movie, West Side Story being delayed a freaking year. Get the frick out of my face.
Just give me put the damn movie on Disney Plus. Just put the goddamn movie on Disney Plus. Some bullshit.
It's going to that point, they may have to
so many movies pushed back today. So freaking many.
May 7th, that's a year after it's supposed to be out.
Frustrating.
Movies.
It's very frustrating, honestly. I think it's more frustrating the fact that we now literally all these movies were they announced like last year for the MCU. Now we have to wait another couple 3-4 years. So Phase 4 has really been pushed back to next year, and it just sucks, man, in a sense. But in the same time, the problem is though the movie industry, they put all this money into these movies to make these movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, with COVID and everything else, even though theaters are open, they're not making their money back. And they're probably hoping by next year this whole thing will be over, COVID will be over, and they'll have packed theaters. So they're kind of going on that and saying hey man, maybe we push it back. We can make real big money off this, because really when you think about it, even Disney's losing a lot of money doing this. If let's say they release Black Widow or whatever, they're losing money in stocks, in their movie, side of the company. You know what I'm saying? They're losing
Black Widow that got delayed. It's everything.
Yeah, I know. The only thing I really feel bad right now is the theaters. I hope they survive this, because, like I said, what are they going to show? What they're going to show?
So many goddamn times. I'm sorry.
I agree. That's the only thing that sucks. Is how are these theaters going to survive by all these movie companies delaying their movies till next year? I can't see them surviving this stuff. I mean, I'm hoping they get some smaller movies, to be put in the theaters, so people can go watch at least something. Because this is a shame, man. The fact that like I said, we got nothing to look forward till December. Nothing in December we got to look forward to. Everything's probably going to be by January or February, not even. So like I said, this doesn't help anything. But like I said, these companies, they want to lose their millions. They want to have their huge numbers. They want their billion-dollar movies, which they're not going to get, man. Not going to get till, maybe hopefully, but if this COVID is all over, you'll get that. But right now, it's not looking anytime soon. So.
Not gonna get it. Not gonna get it. Not gonna get it. Not gonna get. So, all right. Death and Now got pushed back to December. Black Widow, May 7th, 2021. Eternals, November 5th, 2021. West Side Story got pushed back a year, December 10th, 2021.
Shang-Chi got pushed back to July 9th.
Yep.
February. So
let's see what else here.
I can't even, Chris. I can't.
Oh, I know. But all while Soul still has a release date in November, by the way.
Theater or
Theater.
Plus?
Theaters. Which is crazy. All right. The Kingsman,
which still is $100 million movie that they made, and I mean, I'm surprised they're putting that. Like, that's also like Pixar movies are not cheap, so I'm surprised they're gonna still release it in the theaters. You know,
I don't.
but I mean, at least we got something.
We got nothing, Pete. We got nothing. I want my goddamn Marvel movies. Dude, you realize it's almost going to be 2 years, and it will be 2 years since an actual Disney-made Marvel movie will come out. Because the other one was Spider-Man. So, bull.
You mean the New Mutants? that is Disney.
That's not MCU though.
Oh, okay. Okay. It is a Marvel movie though.
Yes, but it's not MCU.
It's not a continuation of the story. That's what he's trying to say. Not a continuation of the whole MCU story. Which, like I said, though, I feel like, but here's the thing, though. Imagine this, guys. Imagine this. Imagine if COVID happened right before Endgame when we didn't get to see Endgame. How much of a kick in the nuts that would have been for us to literally have to wait 2 years for the whole conclusion of, like, Infinity Wars. I mean, we're kind of somewhat fortunate that the fact that it happened this time.
I'm going to throw this out there. The first movie back, we get a goddamn side story. We don't even get like a story.
I understand that, but Endgame was a closure. We got the closure from the whole phase 1 to phase 3.
We're still not even moving forward. Spider-Man was still closure. We're still not even moving forward.
I know, but I'm just saying we got the closure. Imagine if literally you had Infinity Wars with that ending. And then you got like Endgame, and they're like, oh, no, let's delay the Endgame because of COVID. Dude, we would have waited 2 years for that whole conclusion. That would have been a huge kick in the nuts for us, you know, just to wait for that conclusion. You're not going to get the ending now. So at least the thing is, so you got to look at it this way. When this comes out, people are going to be excited for this because they're like, oh, MCU is back. And they're going to be looking forward to all these other movies. Because there wasn't that much of excitement, from what I understand, for Black Widow and Eternals. There wasn't this, like, really like, oh, my God, I can't wait to see these movies. They're more like, let's see. Let's kind of wait and see kind of thing, you know? So this kind of boosts the excitement in the MCU movies.
That's fake boosting. That's like holding stock of the Wii.
Yeah,
exactly. I understand that. But, I mean, you got to also realize, like I said, not a lot of people were like, there's not this huge hype moment for, like I said, a movie like Eternals with Shang-Chi. I hear all these people are like, oh, why didn't bring in these characters? Oh, who are these? And like, well, see, this is what happens, guys. When you start bitching, you say, now we get delayed till 2 years for MCU. So, get your start getting pumped up when these movies come out, all right? I don't want to hear no more complaining because I guarantee you when Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Eternals come out, you're all going to be there. First in line, get hype moment. You know what I'm saying?
I would have been first in line for Disney Plus midnight release. Whatever.
I agree. Well,
I'll give them my $30 right now. I'll give them $30 right now.
Maybe we can have these guys. Maybe we can tell them, hey, man, we'll pay $40 for this.
Absolutely fucking not. Get the fuck out of here. I'm not paying $40 for Black Widow.
Chris, I got some breaking news.
What's up?
Kirby Fighters 2 launch trailer available right now.
Can we post that? Can we put that up?
Right now.
You can get it.
Wait, what is it?
Kirby Fighters, the game I told you that they already leaked.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see that? Yep, Kirby Fighters 2. They just released a trailer and they shadow dropped it right on the eShop right now.
Oh yeah, I see that. Yeah. Oh my god. Okay.
You don't have to show the trailer. I don't care.
All right. I was gonna do the new Marvel show on Hulu. I don't know if
Hellstorm or Hellstrom.
It may be too scary for Anthony, so I may not do it.
Come on. Let's see it. Let's watch the trailer. Don't be a puss, Ant.
We've been fighting and keeping track of different things that move in and out of this world. The most dangerous ones, we find a way to contain. This is one of the worst ever.
Mom, can you hear me?
I
demand to speak with my mother.
I am mother.
My body is a cage.
It's Mom. The thing that's got a hold of her, it's gotten stronger.
This family's unnatural behavior. I've never experienced anything like it. What happened to them? It wasn't some random family tragedy. Their father was evil, and mother cursed him for discovering the truth.
There are other forces at play here. A demon so powerful, it could wipe out all of mankind. We can't do this alone.
If we put them together now,
there will be blowback.
Please tell me the is dead.
My body is a...
You come crawling back. Looking for Mommy's love.
The last thing the world needs is a Hellstrom family reunion.
Hellstrom on Hulu, October 16th.
Nice.
Not bad, but my problem is I don't want Marvel that's not MCU, so get that crap out of my face. I am an MCU snob. I will tell you that straight up.
Coming from the man who tried to finish Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
No, who did finish Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Let's get that correct. Who did?
But it's not really
MCU. That wasn't MCU, bro.
It was for a little bit. Then they...
And then it went to the whole new, took a left turn over.
Even though they still made references up to the final episode, still.
Yeah, but they're just references. I think the same thing with the Netflix Marvel shows. They're just references. They weren't like real connections. Like you rarely ever see any character from the MCU in those shows. So it didn't feel like it was an MCU show. But no, Hellstrom looks pretty good. I'm guessing it's based on Damien Hellstrom, the son of Satan or whatever, I believe.
Yes.
That's the character. Yeah. I mean, of course, he doesn't look like the Marvel's version. He looks kind of more. This is more like Exorcist show. This more looks like something like which I think they're going to
Lucifer and Exorcist kind of a mix together in a way.
Yeah. Which I think they're going to do Exorcist show on Fox. I want to say soon.
They've already done it. I think.
Yeah. So I mean, I could definitely get a lot of Exorcist vibes from this show, which looks pretty cool. But I'm kind of with Ant. Like, it's hard for me to commit to something that is not really connected to the MCU. I like the whole expanded universe, and when you don't have no real strong connections, it just feels like another show. Not to say, like I say, it looks good, but it just feels like another show, and it's not something where like how many people watch Cloak and Dagger, or how many people watch like the Runaways? I mean, I heard there's good shows, but at the same time, they're not like this connected universe, so it's kind of hard to be like committed. I tell you what, too, another thing too, I remember when they announced that Marvel wasn't going to do no more like Netflix, they weren't connected anymore. I kind of lost interest in all those shows too, because I'm like, why am I going to watch this when there's no real strong connections, when there's no chance of seeing those characters here?
Punisher season 2, Pete?
No, I like watched it halfway and I saw it didn't even. But it wasn't even that too. The series didn't really like interest me anymore. I thought the series I didn't like the direction they were going, so I didn't really get to finish it. But I was kind of the same way too. It's like I'm very so much committed to the MCU with what they're doing and all the connected characters that if you do something like different that's Marvel based but different, it doesn't seem right to me, because I think Kevin Feige has done such a good job creating that universe and making all those characters feel authentic that I was like, this is not authentic, This is kind of like.
Would you say Would you say the same thing about the success of Gotham? Would you say the same thing about the success of Lucifer?
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Like, in the same time, yeah, Gotham was pretty good. But I watched, like I was saying, the first couple seasons of Gotham and then stopped watching it. The problem is, though, it doesn't feel like there's certain things about, like, and I haven't seen Lucifer, but being a comic book guy like I am, even though, like, watching Gotham, it didn't feel like they did some things that were really good. I remember the kid who played the Joker was really good, Joker, but certain things it did, their translation to Gotham or with some of the characters, I didn't buy in. I didn't sold me.
It might have sold you, but it lasted 5 seasons.
No, don't get me wrong. I bet you there were some people who were really committed to that. They really enjoyed the show and were committed to it, and that's fine. I mean, if you want to, if that's what you like, that's fine. I just, like I said, for me, I'm kind of with Ant. If you have like a expanded universe where everything's connected, I'm more invested to that than I would be like something where it's like it's just loosely based on whatever. I that's me, man. Like that's just kind of like even like
before MCU, you were into things. Before like both of you. Before MCU, you were into things that were based on other things else. So
it's being spoiled, Chris. That's what it's called. It's called being spoiled.
Privileged. That's what it's called.
No, that's not privileged. That's spoiled.
You know what it's called? It's called like, okay, there's so much content now of comic stuff. You have to be picky. You can't just go over and commit to all these things because there's so much content really when it comes to that. Back when we first started watching, there's very, very little content. There were actually good movies. Like we had the Fox X-Men movies, which was really good. And, I still watched for the most part, most of them until I think Apocalypse. And now I'm just kind of like, okay, I'm done. After Apocalypse, I think I wasn't really too sold on that one. But I really like X-Men First Class and X-Men Days of Future Past. I thought those were excellent movies, and there were no kind of connected to the MCU. But after I think Apocalypse, I'm just kind of like the problem is. So I think the MCU has done such a good job with their stuff. Is you always think no matter what no matter what character base, it's always gonna be solid. But like sometimes, like I feel like a Fox X-Men franchise, they're like hit and miss. Some were really good, some were kind of shitty, and I think that's a problem though. It's like if you don't give that product, if every single time you put up something and it's not like 5-star or not 5-star, but just up there like top echelon movie, it's hard for me to trust a product. You know what I'm saying?
We live to see the interactions that are Doctor Strange and Spider-Man. Like that is the stuff like that. Like we dream of. Like we dream of Captain America lifting Thor's hammer. Like
it's called chaos. It's called story chaos. You get huge chaos by committing to these characters, and that's what we get in the MCU. And like I said, I think sometimes you got to look at it this way though. Sometimes you got some great one-off storylines. Like let's say, I know Ant's really critical on the DCEU, but the Joker was an excellent movie that had no connection. So sometimes you get those type of stories, but it's hard for me to kind of commit to something.
But then it makes you a sad panda when you realize that I want to see more in that world.
Yeah, it does, because you're like, and as a viewer, you're like, man, I want to see can't they introduce this Joker to the DCU, bring him into the whole fold.
Jared Leto Joker.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of Jared Leto Joker was terrible. I mean, can you imagine Joaquin Phoenix Joker versus Margot Robbie? No, Robbie Pattinson or Robert Pattinson?
Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson, thank you. And imagine that payoff, if you get those two characters in the same room and all that. That's what I'm saying, though. Like, I feel like that's the thing when we look at comic books now. That we're so, and in some ways we are spoiled with the whole MCU, but I think it's spoiled in the right way that we demand as comic book fans great content. If you're
but wasn't that the whole payoff of being a comic book reader? Like, if you wanted to see the events,
100%. That's and that's why I was huge into comics. Is that exactly what it was? When I remember a kid, I would start reading Spider-Man, and you get those big crossover comic stuff where you see Spider-Man team up with Captain America or Daredevil or Moon Knight, where you're like, okay, maybe I should read a little bit more Daredevil, maybe I should read more Captain America and all that. That's kind of what's in comic books. Exactly right. Where you're really committed to one comic book character, but then you realize that you have all these different crossovers too. in that universe. And that's what the MCU is. It does the same thing where like these are single like movies, franchises, but then they all meet into one big franchise, one big crossover, like the Avengers movies, like Infinity Wars. So yeah, absolutely. And that's kind of that's why literally when I was a kid, I was a big Marvel fan and, comic books. And yeah, I read a little bit of Batman, but that's the only one I really was for DC. So anytime, like, let's say, for instance, I watched like let's say something based on the comic books, if it wasn't authentic to the characters in the comic books, I wasn't a big fan. Like, actually, I wasn't a big fan of the 94 Spider-Man comic books because it didn't really go with the whole storyline of the comic books of the Spider-Man comics I was reading. It's kind of different, some of the stuff, so I wasn't big on it. But I really love the X-Men one. I thought the X-Men did a good job. So, but yeah, that's kind of how it is. And I think for me, being a big comic book fan as a kid and seeing the MCU, how they've done a pretty damn good job making these characters come to life. Yeah, so I'm all MCU, man. MCU or nothing, man.
All right.
Sorry, I had to explain my whole thing.
That was a little rant.
Sorry.
Another rant for your day. All right. Movie and review, Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome.
Best Mad Max we've watched so far.
Best?
The best one we watched.
Oh, great. Okay, good, Ann.
Wow.
I was happy to hear that, Ann.
A little storyline in here. I like it. We actually have a story here in this movie.
Yeah.
After being exiled from the most advanced town in post-apocalyptic Australia, a drifter travels with a group of abandoned children to rebel against the town's queen. Starring Mel Gibson. Yes. Mel Gibson, Bruce Spence, and Tina Turner.
What a great song for the soundtrack from Tina Turner. Oh my God. Such a good song.
It was a good song, yeah. Made in 1985, directed, of course, by George Miller, who went on after this to direct, I believe, Happy Feet. After this, I want to make sure that
long break, huh?
Mad Max Beyond the Thunderdome, The Witches of the Eastwick. What is that? Do you know that?
Oh, that's well, Jack Nicholson and Susan Sarandon and Cher.
And Angelica Houston in that? Or no, am I thinking The Witches?
No, it's Cher, Michelle Pfeiffer, and Susan Sarandon and Jack Nicholson.
Yes, you're right. And Michelle Pfeiffer. Also, he went on to do Lorenzo's Oil. Do you know that one, Pete?
That's with isn't it Pierce Brosnan, I want to say?
Nick Nolte.
Okay, never mind.
And Susan Sarandon. And then he went on to do Happy Feet.
Okay, so he had a kind of big break from the 90s, I feel like.
Yeah. So going back to the movie at hand, Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. What did you guys think of the movie?
Well, Ant liked it.
I enjoyed it. No, I thought it was good. I like the whole Thunderdome. I wouldn't have mind seeing a couple more gladiator fights in the Thunderdome. Yeah. But I thought the fight between him and what was his name? Blaster. Yeah, Master Blaster.
Master Blaster. That's what they got it for the game from. Yeah, Master Blaster. Yeah. Master and the Blaster.
Yeah, I thought it was cool. I like the whole storyline of, there's like the underground and they're running like pig crap through it to create like energy. So they have that stranglehold over Tina Turner, who's like the warlord. And so she's trying to pay Mad Max to go down. Well, not pay him, but I guess like barter for him to go down there and kill Master Blaster. Or, well, no, just Blaster because they still want Master's brain. Because he's the brain of the thing. But no, I thought the storyline was cool. It definitely had more of a story than Road Warrior. I thought it was a little weird the second half with the kids. Like it felt like Hook. I don't know.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. It did actually. That's a good example. You get the Lost Boys, right?
Yeah, exactly. I thought that was a little weird where they thought he was like the savior, and then he brought him into into battle, and then they had the epic car chase scene. I thought the last half got a little weird, but I thought the first half was definitely stronger than the last half. But it was good overall. I enjoyed it. I do like the fact that they had a little story in it. I'm excited to watch what's it called?
Fury Road.
Fury Road. Yeah, I think that's obviously going to be the best of them. But
No, I really enjoyed this movie. I don't know if it's the best one. I think it's a really solid trilogy. I would say it's extremely solid, very solid trilogy. I think, but I do like some of the they have a lot of good lines in this, like 2-man enter, 1-man leave, and they have the like Master Blaster, and they have like Raggedy Man from Tina Turner. I thought some of the lines and some of the stuff was pretty good. Yeah, the fight scene was really cool, dude. Like, I agree. The Thunderdome, the whole idea at Thunderdome was really cool. Very original, I guess, some of the stuff and all that. I do like it, but then of course they had the whole chase scene like they do in every other Mad Max movie with like the end. I do like that the thug over there that Tina Turner, the guy wouldn't be killed, like literally, like they smash him with the thing. He gets hit by a train, and then he like falls off, and then he gets run over like he will not get killed. And I don't know, it cracked me up every single time that happened. It cracked me. He's like, ah! And he's like, this guy will not die, man. He will not die. Like it cracked me up, that whole thing. I don't know, made me laugh. And I guess that was his power. He could not die or something. So, yeah, but yeah, they have some really entertaining stuff. I also want to say one thing. The blaster, I probably end know this. That was Corky, man, from Life Goes On. Yeah, that's Corky, So, it's pretty entertaining, pretty good. I kind of like. Well, here's the thing. I kind of disagree too with you, Ed, because I felt like the second half was a little weird, but I kind of like the whole it was kind of like hope, Those kids had hope for him, and he was like the savior, and. In the end, he was a savior for him.
I just feel like it felt like two separate movies by that point.
He did. I can see that.
Yeah, like that. That's why I felt like it was a little weird because like literally you don't even see those characters until over halfway through the movie, and then all of a sudden you're introduced to those characters where they have this weird desert walking scene like we're watching A New Hope again.
Yeah. Well, what do you think? What do you think, Chris? This is his first time watching this movie.
I liked it. I like 2 better.
2, well, it had more of the classic, I think.
More classic of the Mad Max and
the chase scene. Yeah, way more classic. Yeah,
it was but this I enjoyed. It was just weird seeing Tina Turner act like in this environment. I was like, that's weird. This totally
good though. I thought her character was really good.
She did a very good job.
It was just weird seeing her. I was like, this is really weird.
And it's Auntie M, right? That was her character's name. Auntie M, I think it was.
Actually, but trivia about that. Actually, just read it. Tina Turner's character is actually billed as Aunt Entity, but nowhere in the film does anyone call her that. She's just referred to as just Auntie.
Yeah, Auntie, yeah. But I thought she did a really good job I thought her facial expressions and everything about it was very on point with her character.
Yeah.
Kind of very, she kind of like manipulated Mel Gibson to doing stuff and, trying to almost manipulate the whole town and as soon as she got Blaster out of the way, as pretty much she, took control of Master and all that stuff. But I even love the end of it's kind of like the fact that even though he beat her, like Mel beat her, he just kind of like, two of a kind, Raggedy Man. It's kind of like we're both, you lost and I lost. You know what I'm saying? We both lost. I just left something like to whatever. He sacrificed. What's that?
Enjoy your life. Go ahead. Enjoy your life.
Yeah, exactly. You sacrifice your life for them and all that. You got nothing, and I got nothing now too. So we both lost. It's kind of like that, but it's like I said, it's a very I thought it's a very good way of ending that trilogy with the Mel Gibson trilogy and all that. And like I said, I agree with that. It's a very much more solid storyline. I like the fact though, it also it kind of sees how what would happen if there was a post-apocalyptic world. Even the kids, man, they're they didn't know anything about the cities and all that stuff.
There was knowledge and what happened before?
And they just and they're create this whole mindset oh, that's Captain whatever, and these are they have names for them. They don't even know what they're really is about. They're just kind of like it's like, and they're trying to teach history, but that's their old knowledge of history, what it is.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's also one thing I want to point out too. It's kind of cool the fact that by the second half of the show movie, he reverts back to his old Mad Max kind of his look back from the first one, his old Mad Max look. So yeah, but yeah, it's a very solid movie. I thought it's a very solid trilogy. We're gonna talk about the fourth one next week, and that one, like I said, I'm not gonna give anything away, but that's definitely, I think, ups the ante to the whole universe. So
yeah, we will be watching the trailer here in a bit. But the budget for this movie was $10 million. Opening weekend, 7 million, 7.2 exactly. And then gross USA, 36 million. Worldwide was the same number. So $36 million it made.
It's weird
made her money back.
Yeah, it's weird that like that's what the end of it was for a long time.
Yeah.
The fact that they didn't do another movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think I want to say George Miller always wanted to do another one. I think he wanted, but they got delayed or whatever, stuff like that. It kept on getting delayed. Fury Road. It took him. It's crazy. It took him that long to make that movie, but but at the same time, though, it really did tie the whole trilogy together, though. Like, really, when you talk about the end, it's like, the kids ended up creating their own civilization, and of course, Mad Max is all on his own again, alone, and pretty much trying to survive. So yeah, yeah.
And so next week we'll be watching Mad Max Fury Road. And we're getting ready to play the trailer right about now. So as soon as I can click on it, it'd be great. There we go. Boom. Boom.
In this wasteland, I am the one who runs from both the living and the dead. A man reduced to a single instinct. Survive.
It is by my hand! You will rise from the ashes of this world!
We are not things! We are not things!
Where is she taking them? I want them back! They're my property!
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Want to get through this?
Let's go!
As the world fell, each of us in our own way was broken. It was hard to know who was more crazy. Me or everyone else.
Boom.
That is like Borderlands on steroids.
Pretty much, man.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Is Tom Hardy Mel Gibson's character?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he pretty much is. So, So it's pretty self-explanatory, the whole thing and all that, honestly. But it's like, not to ruin it, but it's really begin to end like non-stop action. It feels like the whole movie,
Mm-hmm. Definitely, 100%. It's like 2 hours of just nonstop action.
That's awesome.
And the fact that like also one thing I like too, the camera work and everything like about it, like you can tell the effects in the camera is like through the roof.
They barely even using any special effects either. They did a special Christopher Nolan thing with it as well.
That camera, dude, it's what makes a difference. The camera work is what makes a difference, man. You can tell like the fact that he has that, like if he had those cameras back in the day, those movies would be just like that crazy, like they look in Fury Road. But yeah, dude, you can tell like it's just like. But I'm excited for you to watch this, Ann, because this movie is like adrenaline rush.
I'm excited to see it. I think it'll. I just from watching the trailer, I could tell it's gonna be better than the best out of all of them.
Yeah, I say so. I mean, don't expect storyline at don't expect the storyline. It's pretty straightforward story, but still, like it's definitely like I said,
the guy playing the flaming guitar is pretty much he did it for me. That's what I'm watching for.
You know what's funny though? I'll tell you a story. So me and back in the day, because I don't know why you didn't come to watch it, but I think it was me, Jimmy, and Rob went to watch it in theaters. And we I remember we were talking about that guy with the guitar. It's like, man, that guy's guitar is badass, just like shredding it, So that's funny though. But yeah, great.
That's that's why I love it.
Yeah, I could see Borderlands being very inspired by that movie.
Definitely. So. All right, gentlemen, what have we been watching outside of this? I'll go first. I can be honest with you. I've only watched 2 episodes of Ratchet, the Netflix's Ratchet, and I watched 2 episodes of Jurassic Park Camp Cretaceous. I think that's what it's called. The animated series on Netflix, and that's literally it.
So I watched the whole entire series for Jurassic Park Camp Cretaceous.
Wow. Okay.
One sitting. Watched it like it was a movie. Yep. It was good. I enjoyed it. I thought it takes place at the same time as Jurassic World, the first one, and I think it's cool. I like it. I will not say anything more until Chris finishes it because there's some good stuff in there that's kind of okay. I like it.
Okay. I heard it's actually connected to everything as well.
It is. That's how that. Yeah, you'll know that it's definitely tied into Jurassic World.
Okay.
So you recommending it?
Yeah, I do actually. It's good. It's really good. Right. I've also been watching Schitt's Creek. Since it had a pretty epic week at the Emmys, I was like, hey, you know what? I'll give it a shot. It's pretty freaking funny. Eugene Levy is in it. His son, real life son, Sean Levy's in it. He's also the creator. Really? Yes. It also has Catherine O'Hare from Home Alone fame as the mother in Home. She was the mother in Home Alone. Has Chris Elliott in it. Nobody else I can think of that's famous. But it's very good. It's about basically a rich family loses their fortune and they're forced to live in this little town because basically he bought the town as a joke. Mm-hmm. From back in the day when they had the money, and the government thought the town was not even valuable enough to take it from them, so they just kind of let them keep it. So they're living in a hotel or a motel in this little town that only has maybe 100 people that live in there, and so it's kind of like them trying to adjust to life without money and having to live out of a hotel and stuff or a motel and stuff like that. It's funny though. I really enjoy it. It kind of reminds me of Arrested Development in some ways. If you ever seen that show, but it's so far we're in the first season. So they in season 6 is the one that just finished and they won all the awards for. But if you guys didn't see, it won the best actor in a comedy series, best supporting actor in a comedy series, best actress in supporting in a comedy series, and best supporting actress in a comedy series. So it swept the comedy series awards, which I don't know if that's the only time that's ever happened, but that's pretty nuts.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it is.
That's what caught my attention. I'm like, okay, I got to give it a shot and see what it's about. But it's on Netflix, so if you want to watch it, all the seasons are on Netflix. It was originally I don't know what channel it is. It's a Canadian channel, but that's where it like originally aired. I want to say like CDC or something like that, or CBC or
CCTV, I think.
Yeah, that sounds right. But yes, and the last season, season 6, comes out October 9th. So
okay,
you'll have the whole series on Netflix. And that's all I've been watching.
What about you, Pete?
Except for AEW wrestling, nothing else. I'm sorry, guys. It's been a busy week.
Have you been playing anything?
No, I haven't played anything. It's been a busy week. I've actually worked from I think like last Wednesday, that Thursday till I think this is my first day out from Thursday to whatever. Yeah, I worked like every other day. So I'm like, I didn't really get to watch anything. So, but I'll hopefully get to watch this week.
What's your Chris? Besides Madden 21?
You mean 20? Is it 21?
Yeah, it's 21.
Does it actually show up the fact that I'm playing that?
Yeah, all the time. All the
time. Madden 21. I hop in an Avengers a couple times to try to max out my characters. Been trying to max out Captain America right now. That's pretty much it. Just doing normal things, pass by time. Nothing really crazy. And really, I've been leaving Madden open on my computer, and it's just telling me I'm on all the time playing that.
All the time.
All the time. All the time.
So I played and beat Hellblade. I played most of it through xCloud. Very good experience. So, but I also played a little bit on my Xbox, and it's very seamless. Your cloud saves. You don't even, you literally just pop it on. You're right where you were. So that's really cool. And I've been playing. Oh, I started a game that I have never beaten. So I actually never started it. It's an older game. Batman Arkham Origins.
Oh, that's right. You did that.
Yeah. So I've been playing that. I haven't got too far. I've only beat the first area, and then I'm like hunting down Penguin basically now. So I just beat like the ship thing where you do like a little Fight Club thing down there.
Yeah.
And I'm still hunting down Penguin. So, but I like it.
Did you fight the electrocutioner yet?
You call that a fight, Pete? I punched him in the face once and he was out.
Oh, dude, that part is hilarious because he make it seem like he's gonna be a tough character, and then it says press X or whatever, you just punch him in the face, knock him out, dude. Then you get his gauntlets after that, man.
Right? How long do you get his gauntlets? Because I didn't get. Do I have to like go pick him up from him?
I thought you get I thought you get his gauntlets or whatever, so you can actually start opening.
I don't think I got him.
Oh, really? You didn't get his powers or something? I thought you get it like.
Maybe I got to go back.
Maybe you shouldn't, because I think without that you don't get to go to certain places, like open up certain.
Yeah. All right, interesting. But yeah, that's all I've been playing.
Okay. You will be receiving a gift on Friday, Anthony. So be on the lookout for that.
Gift.
A gift.
A gift.
A gift.
Like where should I be looking out for this?
At your house?
Interesting.
Interesting indeed.
Like via the mail?
Via the mail, yeah, okay, of course.
Interesting.
You, Ant.
Interesting. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now he's going to speculate what it's going to be.
No.
Speculating.
If it's a separate head, I'm going to be very upset.
I sent you a good thing earlier. Don't worry about it.
Nice.
Did you get your Game Pass thing? Did you?
Yeah, I got one.
Okay. Just one?
Yeah.
I thought you gotten two.
I'm already like a year and a half out, dude. I can't go too far.
I'm like a year in a couple of days. And then that's it. Then I have to find something else. But that is all we have for this evening, guys. It's been a long show, 2 hours and 40 minutes.
It has been, actually.
Yes, it has.
Catch you guys next week. We'll be reviewing Mad Max Fury Road and talking about all the video game news and NFL Week picks 4 and whatever happens in between there. And catch you guys later. I'm King Black Cherry.